And according to that, we're live.
Woo.
Don't know if the mic's working. Don't know
We're
anything.
gonna figure
Ashley's
it
gonna
out.
be on it, checking Twitch, see if it's up.
Yeah, look at that. It actually exists.
All right, how do we sound,
was great.
people? Okay, I'm gonna talk so that we can see how loud we are in Ashley's ear, because she's got her phone up to her ear. I'm just gonna keep talking. She's given us the thumbs up,
I have.
acting like we sound pretty good. So
We do.
hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rollsicle. It feels so good to be live streaming, and it have to do with the TTRPG. It's been so long. Welcome. You guys don't understand the technical difficulties that we went through, but enough is said at the fact that we wanted to start streaming at 12, and it's 1:48. So
Yeah.
that should say enough.
It's been an
that
afternoon.
It has been quite the afternoon. Now, we are, hopefully I don't slam into the microphone here with the setup that we have, but we're just going to do our best. So this is the Pathfinder beginner box. I don't know if I can highlight here. Ooh, look at that. It's crazy. The the Pathfinder beginner box character sheet. So for those of you that don't know, there are different TTRPGs. The most popular one, of course, is Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, which did just get kind of like a rewrite 5.5e, if you will. It's still just called 5th edition, but it has a new rule set. I haven't actually read all of the new rules. I don't own those books yet. I'm probably going to, but I'm going to wait to buy them until I can get them as a set, and the new monster manual isn't out yet. So there is only a player's handbook and Dungeon Master's Guide at the moment. But for those of you that do play D&D, they have starter sets, which tend to have a more simplified rule set and some maybe pre-gen characters and that sort of thing. Well, Pathfinder has the equivalent. Pathfinder is another TTRPG. It's Nathaniel's preferred TTRPG, and I tend to make that acutely aware most of the time. I tend to say it very often that Pathfinder is better than Dungeons & Dragons, but that's just my own personal preference. But we are here teaching kind of Pathfinder / RPGs to Ashley. It's going to be a bit of a longer process, but we wanted to start with the Pathfinder beginner box. And so we decided that we would be making our characters for it because right now we're still in college. We're going to be very busy, so we aren't really looking to get a huge group together. So the current plan right now is she'll have a character, I'll have a character, and we'll just kind of run them through the beginner box. But we wanted to stream out there with you guys to there's not a lot of resources out there, to my knowledge, about making a character with these rules, right? There's plenty of them out there for making a character with the Pathfinder rule set, and we might even make some videos on that. But we wanted to do a stream where we're making one in the beginner box. So this is what the sheets look like for the beginner box, but for the sake of being able to fill things out and for you guys being able to see them, we're going to go over here and set this to fit to width, and I'm realizing it's still set to 2-page view. So single page view, fit to width, should be nice and full screened there for you guys. And while we wanted to do this using the iPad that I have and GoodNotes, which would have been really nice, instead we're going to be using Adobe Acrobat and text boxes. So for example, we can go ahead and go over here. Probably bump this down a little bit and fill in Ashley's name for her character sheet. We are co-working the keyboard and the and the mouse.
Oh yeah, it's been a moment.
All right, and then we can go over here. Pronouns. It's a spot on the character sheet.
Fine.
All right, and our character is going to be level 1.
You want me to put it in?
Mm-hmm. And then we will go to my character sheet and do essentially the same. How is everyone doing? I hope that it's not too loud with the keyboard and the mouse stuff in the background, but just bear with us if it is. We're doing our best.
No, it's this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't do the pronoun thing.
It's on the sheet. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother.
Fine.
My pronouns are exactly what you would think of when you look at me.
The same.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about it. Okay.
Okay, so welcome to Pathfinder. Now, if you guys are watching this on YouTube in the future, because we are going to plan for this to go up on YouTube, you might want to skip ahead into building a character, because what we're actually going to begin with, because Ashley knows almost nothing about D&D or TTRPGs in general.
Yep.
She's learned a little bit about the very premise of how they work on a car ride to my grandma's. But other than that...
We talked about it for like 3 hours. It was great.
The sarcasm was
there
laced
was no
on
sarcasm.
that one. Mm-hmm. But this is sort of the character creation summary, and we're going to be Ooh, I have the cursor hidden. That might actually benefit us too.
No, it's not. It's not hidden. It's right there.
Oh, you can see it?
Yeah.
Cool.
You're just blind.
It's a small screen that you're closer to. Okay, anyways, all of this is where... Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. I guess I still want it on select. I just gotta like click off of it maybe.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Oh goodness. Okay, all of this is where the is the steps for character creation. We'll get to those in a little bit. One thing that you guys might have noticed is that it has all these like letters that are labeled here, which is really nice because those do correspond to the letters on the sheet. So when you're picking your ancestry, it'll be A. When you're picking your background, it'll be B. And if we go over here, when it's telling us to do those things, it's actually labeled A and B and so forth. So it's really nice. I love the way that they laid this out. And I do think this is, even when you look at D&D starter sets, the starter kit, no, the starter set, and then the other starter set, and then the other 2 starter sets. All of those, so Rick and Morty, Stranger Things, and the 2 that are actually just fantasy themed, none of those let you create a character.
Okay.
The Essentials kit, which is essentially another starter set, but they called it the Essentials kit, goes a little bit further beyond. That's the Dragon of Icefire Peak, which was the first, the beginning of the Rollsicle campaign that eventually became the Crystal Concord. That campaign actually does give you it still has pre-gens, but it also gives you the rules for character creation, which is exactly what Pathfinder does over here. If I were to... Not what I wanted. I closed it, didn't I? No, I didn't. Crazy. Not what I wanted either. Okay, hopefully you guys can't see all of this, theoretically. We'll just pick this one. Fighter. Bam.
Look at that.
You guys should be seeing Valeros. So this is one of the pre-gens. They come in like a little handout. And I really love that, it's actually supposed to look like handwriting. Even though it's all in ink, obviously. So this is what the pre-gens look like. You can play through the entire beginner box with a pre-gen, but we are going to be going over character creation. Before that, as mentioned, Ashley has never done any sort of D&D thing, and they do have a solo adventure.
Okay,
so we're going to be running Ashley through Pirate King's Plunder.
Woo!
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, you are a wandering adventurer visiting Otari, which is a small town on the coast of the Starstone Isle, an enormous island magically raised out of the ocean by an ancient god.
Okay, period.
Otari is renowned for its lumber and fine wooden boats, but that's not what brought you here. You came looking for adventure.
Absolutely, I did.
Word has it that a vicious beast is preying upon the town's livestock, and the mayor has offered 10 gold coins to any hero who can put an end to the menace. That kind of money would pay your expenses for a month.
I wish.
After asking around at a nearby tavern, also a gold in Pathfinder equivalently is about $50 to $100. So you can imagine that's about $500 to $1,000.
Still not gonna cover monthly expenses.
But probably would have back in the... I mean,
back in Atari days.
Monthly expenses here are like, a cheap in-stay and some food, Like, you don't have to do a whole lot. They're not paying for college, okay?
This is true.
All right, anyways. After asking around at a nearby tavern called the Crow's Cask, you learn that most of the attack occurs on the west side of town, not too far from the shore.
Okay.
That seems like a great place to start your search. You gather up your belongings and make your way out along the rocky beach and begin your hunt. It doesn't take you long to find the entrance of a dark and mysterious cave.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Large paw prints lead to and from this gloomy opening. Go to entry number 13.
Oh, God.
Did you guys do ever any of these, like, choose your own adventure books as a kid?
Well, you know how much I used to read as a child, and I never did one of these.
You never did one?
Nope, never did a single choose your own adventure book as a child.
That's wild.
And I read my entire school's library in elementary school.
For those of you that can't find it, we're here at number 13. And it should just, like, keep going for this one. All right. Noticing the tracks leading to the cave, you hide in a nearby underbrush, hoping to ambush whatever foul beast lives here. After just a few minutes, you can hear the sounds of something approaching, and the scent of wet fur hangs heavy in the air. Emerging from the bushes is a lean, mangy wolf carrying the body of a dead chicken in its maw. It appears to be returning home after its most recent hunt. Clearly, this is the beast that's been preying upon the farmer's animals. You wait until it is near, then draw your short sword and spring out to attack. You are now in combat with a wolf. You know that this is a feral beast that cannot be tamed and must be slain to keep the farmer's livestock safe. Both you and the wolf will take turns attacking one another. You're going to want to roll in this.
Yep, I'll take it.
Both you and the wolf will take turns attacking one another. You attack by rolling a 20-sided die, or a D20 for short. For those of you that think this is super simple, she's never played a TTRPG before, okay?
I haven't. It's like when I first started playing Magic.
One thing I will say that this I also love with the beginner box. We're taking a little side tangent here. You guys see this beautiful thing over here on the side? This is your dice, and they are color-coded in the beginner box. So if you don't know which one is 10-sided and which one is 12-sided, not only can you kind of see the generic shape here, you can also do it by color coding. I don't have these dice, so Ashley's going to have to just pray
I know
that
which
she
ones
pulls
are
the
which
right
now.
one.
We play enough Magic that we use 20-sided die all the time to mark how many freaking tokens we got, so I know what a 20-sided die looks like. I'm going to use meta ones because meta ones are cool.
All right.
I'm just
Put down.
Okay,
so you attack by rolling a 20-sided die and then adding your attack bonus, which represents your skill at wielding that particular weapon.
Let's go.
If the total is equal to or greater than the wolf's armor class, which is AC for short, then the attack is a hit and you deal damage. You will subtract the damage from the wolf's hit points, HP for short. To defeat the wolf, you must reduce the wolf down to 0 hit points or less. So if they go to 0 or negative, they are dead. On the wolf's turn, it will attack you. You'll roll a d20 for the wolf, and by you'll, I will say me, because I want to partake in this. I guess I should roll like an actual d20, not a fake d20.
What do you mean a fake d20?
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, the 20-sided dice in Magic put all the numbers next to each other, whereas on an actual d20, the numbers aren't in rising and lower order. It doesn't matter. It's still a 20 different sided dice, but it's not a typical, that's why I said fake d20. This is my favorite one, so.
Which one's your favorite one? Let me see.
This one.
Oh, the one with the Norse stuff on it.
Yeah, it's got Norse runes on them.
Anyways, don't mind us. I've barely ever looked at his dice, so I'm just getting intrigued.
Yep. All right, so after your turn, the wolf will try to attack you. Now, here we go. Okay. We're not done yet. Okay. Now, to defeat the wolf, we already read that, right?
Okay.
You'll want to record both your hit points and the wolf's hit points on a piece of scratch paper. I'm going to record that with the pen. We're just going to record that on the screen for you guys here.
Oh, it's got a dice. Do you see the background of the page?
Yes, I've seen the background of the page. That's what the actual pages look like. Yeah, I mean, so cool. Paizo puts a lot. I showed you the like turnip stuff.
Yes.
They put a lot of their stuff. For those of you that don't know, that's the Fall of Plaguestone. So, all right. Anyways, you're gonna want to record your hit points on a piece of paper. Combat occurs in rounds. Each round, both you and the wolf take turns, and on each turn, you can use 3 actions.
Okay.
Now, after it uses... you can use 3 actions. Once you've used your actions, it's the wolf's turn. After it uses 3 actions, it's back to your turn.
Okay.
This repeats until one side is defeated. Actions are denoted by this symbol. That is the action symbol.
Okay.
On your turn, you can use the following actions. Here are your turn actions. You can either, 1 action, strike with your short sword. You will roll a d20 and add 7.
Okay.
If you use this action a second time, you only add 2 instead of 7.
Okay.
And if you use it a third time, you will actually subtract 3 from the roll instead of adding anything.
Okay.
That is what, when we get more into the rules, will be called the multiple attack penalty. Basically, if you choose to just attack every action, every turn, you get worse and worse at it. It's to incentivize you to do other things. Now, let's see, subtract 3 from it. Each time, if the result is equal to or higher than the wolf's AC, you will hit and deal 1d6 plus 4 damage. That means roll a 6-sided die, so you're going to want to get out a 6-sided die. You know what a 6-sided die looks like. It's a standard dice. It's a cube.
I found it. It took me a second.
Did you get a different one from your... Yeah, you got the black metal ones or silver metal ones, and that's a gold metal one.
Cool.
Yeah. Those are the 2 sets I have. Well, I have other metal ones, but... Or, those might be the only metal ones I have. I have a lot of other sets, obviously. Okay, so... If you hit, you will roll the d6, add 4, and that is how much damage you do to the wolf.
Okay.
Now, the other action that you can choose from is to hide in the bushes. This will increase your armor class to 20 until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
So it's going to make you harder to hit, because your armor class is 18. It's listed right here.
Yeah.
Your hit points are 20. The wolf's armor class is 14. The wolf's hit points are 15.
Okay.
Now, the wolf doesn't have anything but the bite attack, I'm pretty sure. Let's check up here. Yeah. Okay. Now, wolf's actions here is it's just going to try to bite you every single turn. Okay. Roll a d20, add 5 for the first attack, don't add anything for the second, and subtract 5 for the third. Each time, if the result is equal to or greater than your AC, the wolf will hit you and deal 1d6 plus 2 damage.
Okay.
So he also does less damage than you, depending on what he rolls on the dice. Now, lastly, finally, if your attack roll exceeds the wolf's armor class by 10 or more, 24 in this case, then that is a critical hit, and you will deal double damage. Okay. So you roll a d6 plus 4 per normal, and then you just double what that is. So if you roll a 4 plus 4 is 8, doubled to 16, you would kill the wolf in 1 hit. Okay. Because it has 15 health, right? You also score a critical hit against the wolf if the result of the die is a 20. Regardless of what you're adding to it. So if you're subtracting 3, but you still roll a 20, it's still going to be a critical hit. Now, when the wolf is attacking you, it can only score a critical hit if the roll on the dice is a 20. I think that's not a rule in Pathfinder. I think that's just to make this a little easier because this is an intro adventure. Probably. So it doesn't want the wolf like critting you out the get-go and then you die.
Yeah.
Now, remember that you go first. If you find that the wolf is hitting you too much, you should remember to hide with your... Okay, so they're basically giving it away. But yes, you should use your third action to hide in the bushes, because that will make you harder for the wolf to hit you. But you were smart enough to figure that out.
Yeah, I knew that already.
All right, super simple combat. This is not how combat tends to go. There's a lot more complexity to it, but...
That's fine.
You begin. The wolf snarls across from you as you've drawn your short sword. What do?
Well, I'm gonna strike it.
All right, you lunge to strike it. A 3.
That was sad.
Plus 7 is a 10. The wolf's armor class is a 14. It ducks out of the way and continues to snarl at you. Okay. Are you determined? Are you going to try to hit it again?
Yeah.
All right, you only add 2 this time. 19 plus 2 is 21. A hit. Not quite a crit, but you catch the tail end of the wolf as it ducks out of the way.
Pretty.
You roll damage.
Oh, yeah. 3.
3 plus 4 is 7. So the wolf's health is down from 15. Mark that out. To 8. Wow, that was rough. What?
We can also use pen and paper.
We can, but I want them to be able to see it.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
I mean, I could always, like... It would be easier to do it, like, large. Maybe it's not easier to do it large, because that's rough. That's a... How do I... There we go. It's fine. All right, it's down to 8. It is now... Oh, wait, you have a third action.
I'm going to hide.
You're going to hide? You're not going to try to just kill it this turn? Okay. That's
smart. We get -3 on the next one.
You could still roll a 17, 18, 19, or 20.
You know my luck. Do you
All right.
think that's going to be my
luck? You're going to hide in the bush?
Yes, I'm going to hide in the bush.
Great. Your armor class is a 20 for my turn as the wolf.
You rolled that.
All right, the wolf goes to bite you.
That's 17.
Plus 5 is a 22.
Oh my god.
I also used a d6. You take 6 damage and are down to 12 health.
Wrong one.
You're so right. Undo. Boop, boop. You take 6 damage and are down to 16 health.
14.
You're so right. My brain is all over the place right now. You take 6 damage and are down to 14 health.
Okay.
That was the first of the wolf's attack. But to be fair, now it adds 0 and you have an armor class of 20. So it needs to roll a 20. It did not. And it did not.
Great.
All right.
Perfect.
It bites out at you twice, but you've ducked into the bushes. It was unable to find skin to sink its teeth in a second time.
Thank God.
You emerge. Your turn.
Oh, man.
You can see blood trailing down its back legs from where your sword struck it before. Will you strike again? That is going to be a total of 12.
No.
That is a miss. The wolf ducks under the swift
I'm determined.
swing of your blade.
That's a 14.
Okay, plus 2 is a 16. Does hit the wolf.
Period. That's a 4.
Plus, you add 4?
Yeah.
8. Yeah. Stabbing the wolf in the back leg, you plunge your sword deeper into its chest. You hear a little whine just as the wolf dies.
Sad.
You brutally murdered it.
I did.
That is sad. It should be sad.
It's a wolf. It tried to bite me. It did bite me. No, don't even start that. No, because now you're making me miss my dog. That's not fair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine. If that dog dies before we go home again, it's going to be an issue.
All right. If you defeat the wolf, go to entry 7. If the wolf defeats you, go to entry 17.
Why do I feel like entry 17 is probably going to be like, dead?
It's going to say make sure you hide in the bushes.
It's like, did you hide in the bushes? We told you to hide in the bushes. Okay, entry 7.
Yep. Maybe we should keep track of... Well, that's fine.
Just leave it. We can erase it another time.
Are you sure? We're going to keep track and scratch notebook?
Yes, for us. Look, I know there's a pen back here.
Oh.
There might still be a pen back here.
Is it a goner? What happened to the pen, Ash?
It's fine. Go to entry 7. It's fine.
I'm gonna
trying to dig out from the hundreds of things that we have around here. I don't know what's in this notebook. We're just opening to a random page. Oh, this is like...
Yeah, it's not my handwriting.
No, it's not.
What?
It's getting ripped out later.
It's Spider-Man. You can do it on the back then, if it's getting ripped out. The back of what's getting ripped out.
Perf. Okay, we went to what? Entry what?
We're going to entry. Well, we don't need to know which entry we're going to. We're going to 7, but you're at 14 hit points. That's really what we need to know.
This is a red pen. I forgot about that. All right, at 14.
You're at 14. Great. You leap aside, avoiding the wolf's snarling jaws, and drive your sword... Okay, I guess I already did all the describing for you, but it's fine. With a yowl. See, even it said with a yowl. The wretched creature falls into the muck and goes still. You clean off your blade, then wander into the cave to make sure that this wolf was the only one. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, you find yourself inside a small cavern that was obviously this beast's home. It stinks of the wet fur, and there are scraps of rotting meat and bone lying about.
Ew.
Evidence of its previous victims. Far more interesting, though, is what you spot at the back of the cave. A crack in the far wall leads into darkness, and just above it, scratched into stone, is a symbol that looks a lot like a treasure chest. As you draw closer, you realize the crack is actually the entrance to an underground tunnel. It might just be the hiding place of some forgotten treasure. If you squeeze through the crack to explore deeper into the cave, go to entry number 18. If you turn around and head back to town to collect your riches, go to entry 9.
I don't know. What should I do?
Completely up to you.
Well, we're going 18.
You're on 18.
Going 18. Not giving up. I might die, but I'm not giving up.
You don't want your money?
I mean, I do want money, but I want more money.
All right.
Putting aside your fear, you squeeze your way through the crack in the narrow passageway beyond, but only by faint light from above. If the cobwebs and dust are any indication, no one has been down this way for a long time. Up ahead, the passageway widens to form a cave chamber before veering to the left.
For those of you that don't know, I was eating, so Ashley was filling in for me.
Over.
You want me to continue, or are you having fun with it? All right. A curtain of moss grows on the right wall of the small cavern, fed by a trickle of water dripping from the cavern ceiling. Something about it looks odd, but you can't quite figure out without succeeding at a perception check.
No.
Your perception indicates how good you are at noticing things. To attempt a perception check, you will roll a d20 and add your perception bonus, which is a 4. Once you have rolled, compare the total of that to the difficulty class, in this case, a 15.
All right.
You add 4. You need an 11 or higher. She got it! 16 plus 4 is 20. If you succeed, go to entry 24. You look around and you notice a narrow crack in the wall just above the curtain of moss. Water seems to be dripping out from the crack, and it looks wide enough that you might be able to squeeze inside. What do? If you ignore the crack and turn to head down the passageway, go to entry 10. If you crawl into the crack, go to entry 12. 12. After brushing aside some of the moss, you find small notches cut into the wall, making it simple to climb up into this crack. Someone must have carved these on purpose. You squeeze into the crevice and find a small, cramped alcove behind it. It's filled with moss, but you note 2 things. In the back of the room is an old leather pouch that is split open on one side, spilling a handful of coins across the floor. In addition, set into the floor in the center of the alcove is a stone lever. If you gather up the coins, write on your scratched piece of paper that you have 21 copper and 4 silver. If you decide to pull the lever, go to entry 14. If you ignore the lever, you crawl back out of the alcove and head down the passage, then go to entry 10.
14, pull the lever.
You pull the lever? You have to pull hard, but the stone lever finally moves, and as it slides into place, you can hear a rumbling sound from somewhere nearby. Dust and dirt begin to shake loose from the ceiling until the rumbling finally stops after about a minute. There's a deep click from the lever, and no matter how hard you try, you can't move the lever back to its original position. Right, pulled the lever down on your scrap sheet of paper.
Pull the lever. Did you ever watch Emperor's New Groove?
Yes, I've seen Emperor's New Groove.
I haven't seen it in probably a decade, but it's a good one. Wow, that we can say it.
You head back. The passageway winds through ancient rock, but it's clear that someone has made it wider with a pickaxe, although it looks like the work was done many years ago. After squeezing hurriedly through a narrow crevice with a ceiling supported only by a rotting log, you find yourself in a small chamber. Roots grow down from above and breaking through the ceiling and letting in faint, dappling light here and there across the cavern. Opposite of this entrance is another corridor, but before you can head down that way, you hear a terrible hissing sound coming from the passageway. Emerging from the darkness is a gigantic snake with terrifying fangs.
Thank you, that was right in my ear.
You're welcome. You are now in combat with a snake. Just as when fighting the wolf, you and the snake will take turns attacking one another until one is defeated. But there are a few things to pay attention to in this combat. First, here are the snake's statistics. Now, your AC is still an 18, and the hit points are the same as they were at the end of the previous encounter.
14.
In this fight, the snake goes first, but during its first turn, it must spend 2 of its 3 actions just to close the distance.
Okay.
So on the snake's first turn, it gets to spend only 1 action attacking you. On the rest of its turns, it will spend all 3 actions attacking you. Now, here are the snake's actions. Move. The snake moves 20 feet. This is called a stride. It must use this action twice on its first turn to be next to you so that it can attack. Its last action is a bite. This is where the snake tries to bite you with its fangs. I will roll a d20 and add 8 to its first roll, 3 to its second roll, and subtract 2 from its third attack. Each time, if the result is equal to or greater than your AC, the snake bites you and deals 1d4 damage. Now,
I don't know how
D4 is the pyramid.
Don't know how this one works. But
What do you mean?
I don't know how a D4 works.
A triangular-based pyramid has 4 points. So there is a number at every point. Whichever point is up
that makes
is your...
sense.
So,
okay, cool.
2, 1. It's actually not how they used to make D4s, but it's how they make them now.
Make D4s.
So there's also 4 sets of edges, basically
so
opposite of every point, right?
Yeah.
So they used to put them in the middle of the bottom. So it would say 1, 1, 1, and then like 2, 2, 2, 2. It would basically, instead of being the point, it would be at the base, but it uses the same, because that's what's actually a set of 4 about a triangular-based pyramid, is the points / each point has an opposite base.
Interesting. Anyway.
Okay, so And if they're all made of equilateral triangles, it's 4 equal chances. And that's what makes it a good fair die. Because if it wasn't equal, it wouldn't be a fair die.
Okay.
Okay, so when the snake bites you, it will deal 1d4 damage, adding nothing. But every time it bites you, you might get poisoned. Whenever the snake bites you, it might poison you. And this happens as a part of the bite, so it doesn't use an action. When you are hit by the snake's bite, you must attempt a saving throw. These words should be coming back to Ashley because I did explain these.
Yeah.
To resist the effects of the venom. Saving throws are special rolls to resist things that try to harm or control your character. There are 3 kinds of saving throws. Reflex saving throws are used to dodge a bolt of lightning or a fearsome dragon's breath.
Basically, get out of the way.
Yep. Will saving throws are used to resist spells that try to take over your mind. So, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, right? How good are your reflexes? How strong-willed are you? And lastly, a fortitude saving throw is used to fight off poisons and disease. How fortuitous are you? Now, you must attempt a fortitude saving throw every time the snake bites you. You'll roll a d20 and add your fortitude save, which will be a +8.
Okay.
If the result is equal to or greater than the 16, the DC of the poison, then you fight it off and nothing happens. If the result is 15 or lower, you will take an additional 1d8 damage from the poison. On your turn, you can attack just like in the previous fight, but unfortunately, there's nothing to hide behind in this chamber, so you can't boost your armor class like you could in the wolf fight. So your only attack option is your short sword.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. The snake slithers in, using 2 actions to bob and weave the cavern floors as it approaches. Then, its last action, attacks you. Where's my d20? I can use this one.
I don't know where yours went. You had it in your hand.
It attacks. +8 is not going to be good enough. 7 + 8 is a 15. The snake lunges at you, but your 18 armor class is good enough. You barely step out of the way, ankles safe as the snake tauntingly hisses at you. It's your turn.
What attack it?
Hey, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay. So this is its stuff, right? It only has a 15 AC and 8 hit points. So you could very much just kill it here. You've got it. That's not going to do it. A 2 + 7 is 9. You swing in the mist. The snake is agile enough to slither out of the way of your sword.
Again.
Your thrust is futile.
14.
Plus
I don't know.
2 is a 16. That hits.
Yay! Good. Okay, now I have to do my little d6.
Mm-hmm.
And it's +2.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, you're I think it's a d6 + 4.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, d6
okay,
+
cool.
4.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I did
That
it!
is 8 damage, murdering the snake in one blow.
Period.
Slicing it straight through, right behind where its head is. The head comes clean off. I don't know. I'm sure there's
killed a snake.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. We have rattlesnakes on the property back home. Those are always fun to run into. Entry 8!
That was a little
too far.
My bad. That wasn't that far. All right. With a swish, your blade slices right through the snake and it falls dead at your feet with a loud thud. Stepping around its body, you check the room for anything of value. You find a very old, tarnished silver coin wedged between 2 stones on the floor. It must have been here for ages, but it will buy you a night at the inn back in the town. When this is all over... Oh, sorry. It will buy you a night at the inn back in the town when this is all over. Add 1 silver to your scratch paper.
Yay, that was cool.
The other Nordic ones?
Yeah, the one that's like the gray one that's all rounded and things.
That's a D4.
I figured.
So it's a different type of D4 that just took a D6 and rounded 2 of its sides. So only 4 of the sides that it can actually land on. Right? Because it's just a D6 with 2 rounded sides. Now I have rolled it and it will sit like that. In which case it's kind of annoying. And then you have to roll it again. But
try again.
It's not the end of the world. I think it's a unique D4 shape. That is a hit die from one of my players. He gave it to me to use if I want to in the campaigns at work.
Anyways. Nice.
Are you paying any attention?
Yes.
Did you add your silver?
Yeah, I have 5 silver now. I had 4 before.
Okay, cool. Leaving the dead serpent behind, you head towards the passageway opposite the chamber, the entrance. Unlike the caves that came before, this tunnel looks like it was carefully dug out of the earth and meticulously reinforced with wood and stone. After about 20 feet, the passageway forks, heading off to the right and heading off to the left. You can hear the faint sound of splashing water to the right, while you hear a very cold breeze, while a very cold breeze drifts out of the passage to the left. Do you go right or do you go left?
Left.
You go left?
Yep, we're going 15.
All right.
You turn left and make your way down a narrow tunnel that leads into darkness. The air grows colder with each step you take, and soon you see your breath steaming in the gloom. Up ahead, the passage turns to the right, but a pale blue radiance can be seen from around the corner. Just beyond the bend, the corridor opens into a small, icy chamber. Opposite you is an ice-covered chute that descends in darkness. Rimmed with icicles, it looks almost like a hungry maw. Above this chute, carved into the stone itself, is a warning. It reads, "An icy plunge may take you to the Pirate King's treasure, or to your grave." Hanging from the ceiling is a large icicle, and you can clearly see something glittering inside. Okay, do I want to try and smash the icicle with my sword? I don't have a torch.
If you have a torch, you can try to use that to melt the icicle.
I can also just jump down the chute.
If you decide to jump down the chute, if you instead decide to head back the way you came and try another passage, you can go to entry number 5.
Or jump down the chute.
You're not going to try to smash it with your sword?
Well, I kind of want to, but I can't do both, can I?
Alright, usually you can. Usually that'll say
fine,
like...
we'll go 20.
Okay. Yeah, see, it still says
Okay,
if you decide to...
Well, using your blade, you begin to hack away at the icicle. But the first time you strike it, a wave of powerful magical cold washes up your arm. You take 1 damage. Shit.
It looks like if you want to destroy the icicle, you'll need to hit it at least 3 more times, taking another 3 damage. If you decide to destroy the icicle with your sword, take 3 damage and move to entry number 2. If the damage reduces you to 0 hit points, go to entry 17. If you decide to leave the icicle alone and jump down the chute, go to 23. If you instead decide to head back the way you came and try another passage, go to entry number 5.
I'm at 13.
So you would go to 10.
Let's do it.
You do it! Entry number 2. Inside the icicle, it's small. You break it, finally, smashing to the ground. You find, inside the icicle, a strange key shaped like a skull, with small emeralds for eyes. You decide to take the key and write skeleton key on your scratch piece of paper. The key itself is worth 2 gold, just as a piece of art, but it may have another use that you don't yet know about. If you jump down the chute, go to entry 23. Yes. Abandoning caution, you dive down the chute, heading into the freezing darkness below. The surface is slick and freezing cold, and you pick up quite a bit of speed as you descend deeper and deeper into the earth. Just as the chute begins to level out, you see a massive icicle up ahead, blocking most of the tunnel. Okay. At this speed, running into it is going to hurt. You can try to avoid hitting the icicle and taking any serious harm by attempting a reflex saving throw. You will roll a d20 and add your bonus. If the check result is less than DC, you will take 1d8 points of damage from slamming into the icicle. If you succeed, you'll take half the damage. If you roll the result of a 20, you will critically succeed. If your roll results in a 20, you critically succeed and avoid the icicle completely, taking no damage. Finally, if your roll results in a 1 or a 2, you critically fail and the saving throw. You've critically failed the saving throw and take double damage. Your result's not going to result in a 1 or a 2 because you have a save bonus of +5.
Okay, cool. Do I still need a
D8? You might, yeah. You're going to need to roll it anyway, it's more than likely.
Which one's a D? Is this a D8?
Yep.
Cute. Alright, so I roll my 20. 17.
+5 is 22.
I do it.
According to this, if the roll results in a 20. Oh, if the roll results.
Yeah, if I would have rolled a nat 20.
My bad. Okay, yeah. So you succeed, meaning that you'll take half damage. So you do a D8 and you half it.
4, so 2.
You take 2 damage. As you narrowly miss the icicle, it slams into the end of your toe, stubbing your big toe on the icicle. Ouch. It hurts. You take 2 damage, but you're alive.
Owie.
If you survive the shoot,
Woo.
go to entry 3.
Boop, 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 boop.
You travel down quite a distance before arriving in a large cavernous chamber. A hole in the ceiling above allows in a thin shaft of light that illuminates a pile of coin and at least a couple glittering jewels. Standing in the center of this pile is a wooden statue, crudely carved to look like a pirate. The statue holds a wooden saber pointed menacingly in your direction. Drawing closer, you can tell that the statue has joints and hinges on its arms and legs. But by the time you realize it, you've drawn too close, and the statue comes to life. Swinging its saber back and forth, the menacing statue approaches you. As it draws near, you spot a strange-looking keyhole located in the middle of the statue's neck. If you have the skeleton key written on your scratch paper, go to entry 19.
Period.
If you don't, draw your weapon and attack.
That sucks. Okay.
It can't be a coincidence that you found a key in the chamber above. Maybe it will help you defeat the statue, but you're going to have to slow it down first. You are now in combat with the pirate statue. To start this combat, you and the statue must first roll initiative to determine who gets to act first. So normally, it won't just tell you who goes first.
Okay.
You roll to see who's quicker. Initiative is a perception check that both of you attempt. Whoever rolls higher gets to go first, and if there is a tie, the monster always goes first.
Okay.
As a reminder, your perception bonus is a +4. The pirate's perception bonus is a +0.
Okay.
I will roll for the pirate, you roll for you.
Cute.
So you add 4 to your roll, I will roll for the pirate. Determine who goes first. If you go first, you must spend one action to move up to the statue before making any attacks. The statue, however, is much slower. If it goes first, it must spend 2 actions to move up to you before attacking. During combat, you can use the following actions. At the start of any of your turns, before using any actions, you can also decide to flee the combat, leaving through a small crevice you find in the back of the chamber. If you do this, go to entry 4.
Okay.
Your actions are 2 actions, strike with your, one action, strike with your short sword. This is what you're used to. 1 action, move. That is only if you have to move up to the statue.
Okay.
Or 2 actions, try the key. If the statue has fewer than 10 hit points left, you can try to insert the key to deactivate it. This uses 2 actions.
Okay.
Those are your options. Now, the statue has a 2-action move to get up to you, and then just its strike with a saber.
Okay.
Which in this case, it rolls a d20, adds 9, adds 4, or subtracts 1, depending on its order. Each time, if the result is equal to or greater than your AC, it does 1d8 plus 2 damage.
Alright.
Here we go. Roll some initiative.
Yep.
Okay, you add 4.
What's a 3?
So 7. The statue gets an 11. The statue goes first. You can hear the hinges creak as it steps towards you, using both actions to move. You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Where are we? Strike with the saber. Both actions to move. It gets 1 attempt at striking you with a saber here. Plus 9. You have an AC of 18. That is a 2. 11. It swings and it misses. You do a quick jump back right before the blade would have plunged into your fleshy stomach.
Ew.
What?
Ew.
What?
That's gross to think about.
I'm sorry. I can stop.
No, I love it.
All right.
I'm going to strike
It's your turn. It has already moved up to you, so you just get to
move.
attack. Yeah.
Whoop. That's a 15.
Plus 7. 22
22.
hits.
Yes. And then what do I roll? A D6
You roll a D6 plus 4.
That's a 2.
It is down to 14 health.
Okay, great. I attack again.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 19.
Nice. Plus 2 is 21. You hit.
That's a 1.
It is down to 9 health.
Fuck it, we ball. That's a 20.
Holy shit. That's a critical hit.
Yep.
So you roll a D6 plus 4 and double it. 4 plus 4 is 8. Double to 16. Add 9 health.
Boom.
You whack-a-doodle-do this thing.
I
mean,
obliterate this bitch.
Slice off one limb, followed by another, followed by the
head.
headshot. Yep. I mean, it was brutal. It was brutal. All right. Entry 6.
Period. Yeah, I'm killing it. Literally.
The pirate statue falls to the floor in a thunderous crash in several pieces. With this last guardian defeated, you are free to gather up the loot and make your way back to town. In total, the pile of coins contains 79 copper, 25 silver, and 4 gold. But the real treasure was in the 3 gems you found. 2 are simple agate gemstones worth 5 gold each, but the last is a sparkling ruby. Is this the correct place?
Yeah, number 6.
When did we find gems?
We didn't.
Maybe they were like in the statue or something? Yeah, it says go to 6. Alright, whatever.
Whatever.
Point being, sparkling ruby can easily sell for 20 gold, making this a very rewarding trip indeed. You gather up the last of your loot and you prepare to head back to Otari and claim the reward for killing the wolf. While you're at it, you might just spring for the nicest room at the inn and maybe even talk to the town blacksmith about getting a nice new suit of armor. But that is a tale for another adventure. Congratulations on defeating this solo adventure. Did you collect all of the treasure? There is a total of 40 gold worth of coins and treasure you can find during this event, plus the reward. Remember that 10 copper is equal to 1 silver, and 10 silver is equal to 1 gold. You are now ready to build your own character and go to page 12.
Dang. Okay, so 10 copper is equal to 1 silver.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 10 more silver.
Mm-hmm.
That's 40.
Mm-hmm.
10 of those is one of these.
Yep. So 40 silver is 4 gold.
I found a total of 8 gold.
And then 10 more from the 2 gems, and then 20 more from the last gem. So you found 38 gold.
Cute.
And then the skeleton key itself is worth 2. You found all 40.
I did?
Yep.
Ah, so cool. Look at me go, guys.
You found all 40 gold plus a 10 gold reward. You found 50 gold you earned 50 gold on the day. That is a $5,000 day.
I wish. Sounds lovely. Okay, cool. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
She says like she had such a good time. I'm messing with you. Alright, what do you think?
I love it. It's so fun.
So, it's not actual TTRPG, but it is introducing kind of what it's going to look like.
But it's an intro. It says, hey, this is kind of the vibe.
One of the things I wanted to open up here for you guys is this right here, which we'll get into a little bit more when we're picking stuff for her character and / my character. But this, hopefully you guys can see it, is the player reference card. So the beginner box comes with, I think, 5 or 6 of these to hand to every single player. And it actually lets you keep track of your 3 actions. So as you spend them, you get these little like pawn cutout things that you can use and fill in these little table things. And then it also reminds you of some of your stuff. So here, stride, you get to move your speed. Ashley's not paying any attention.
I'm listening.
Strike, you get to attack with a weapon or an unarmed strike that you have. And all of these other abilities that the actual proper game has. It also has your degrees of success over here, rolling 20s and 1s. Difficulty classes, all of the stuff that is very good to keep in mind on a reference. And then the back of it has a bunch of conditions too that are covered because conditions in Pathfinder are extremely important, but they can be a little difficult to remember what they all do.
Makes sense.
Really, really nice. There's actually a set of cards you can get for conditions that I'll probably pick up someday because they're really nice too. But yeah, just wanted to quickly show you guys that. We won't be going over it too much.
Oh,
okay,
so
now you are ready for the character creation summary. The full details of character creation start on page 12. Letters and circles refer to the sections on the blank character sheet. So
okay, cool.
We will be making you a character today.
Yay.
But
have I thought anything about this? No.
Understanding skills, perception, saving throws, defenses, and weapon attacks is important for completing your character.
Got it.
So that's why we ran you through that thing.
Makes sense.
So now you have a bit of an idea about it.
Okay.
All right, so now we want to go to page 12. All right, getting started.
Cool.
What's a role-playing game? You know what it is.
Yep.
Dice. We've already referred to it. It's going to be D something. Now, the basic rule, rolling checks. In Pathfinder, you're always going to be rolling checks, and it's always going to be in the same order of result. D20 plus a statistic plus bonuses and penalties equals your result.
Got it.
After you roll the check, every check is going to go against some form of difficulty class. Sometimes that difficulty class is an armor class, but that's just a subcategory of difficulty class.
Like it could be any type of class.
Now, sometimes exceptional rules on a check, most often for a 1 or a 20, cause you to critically succeed, critically hit, or critically fail.
Yeah.
Which will have their own their own unique outcomes sometimes.
Yes.
So on an attack, it's double damage. But there's no critical fail on an attack because if you critically fail an attack, you miss, just like if you normally missed.
Okay.
There are extra rules that you can add in for like if you want to have people like, oh no, you drop your weapon or something like that.
Yeah.
But in the base game, there's nothing like that.
Okay,
Now,
cool.
actions. In the game, there's going to be single actions. They are represented by this symbol right here. It says one action. Now, there are also reactions. Reactions are a special type of action that you can only use when there's a trigger. So, for example, you might have a reaction that says, when an ally next to you gets hit. So, you can't do it unless an ally next to you gets hit.
Makes sense.
Then you can do it. You get one of those on your turn to use until your next turn. Because more often than not, it's going to be on someone else's turn, right? If it's an ally getting hit, it's probably on a monster's turn. But you don't get your reaction back until the start of your turn.
Makes sense.
So, if you have an ally to your left and an ally to your right, and you think they're both going to get hit, you have to pick which one you're going to want to use it on because you're only going to get one until it comes back on your turn. Unless your turn is between the two, in which case that's preferable. Well, maybe not, because then if you use it on the first one, you're still not going to in the second, because anytime you're between something and initiative, you can just shift the initiative, and then you'll be able to see you're not between them anymore. But, if A is after you, and then B is before you, if you use it on A, then it'll come to B's turn before it's back to you again. So that's sort of what I'm getting at there. Now, some things are called activities. They are a lot like actions, but they use more than one action.
Okay.
So you might have something that is a little more powerful than the average. You might have something that's a little more powerful than the average attack or something like that. And it will tell you how many actions it costs to use. So sometimes you'll have something that uses 2 actions. Sometimes you'll have something that actually uses all 3 of your actions. Okay. Meaning your entire turn on your turn is doing just whatever that is. Okay. They have the associated symbols. This one means 2 actions. This one means 3 actions.
Okay, cool.
But both of them, anything that takes more than a single action is referred to as an activity.
Interesting.
Okay. Following?
Yes.
Great. Now we get into some more of the basic concepts. This is essentially the main terms that you're going to want to know. Now, throughout this book, there's a lot of rules. We're not going to read them all, but over time, you probably should. I will probably someday do a dedicated video, maybe stream, but probably dedicated video on reviewing the beginner box because I love the beginner box so much. But we're not going to be going over everything this thing has to offer.
It would take us hours.
It would take us hours and hours and hours and hours. So, now, the character sheet references. As you go through, there's going to be little icons that tell you where to go. We've already talked about that, but this is where it tells you. Okay, so now, a few things. Armor class, you know what that is. Attack, you know what that is. Bonus and penalties, you know what those are. Conditions are ongoing effects that will change how your characters can act or change what... it might alter some of their statistics. So, for example, a condition might give you a penalty to your attack that makes you add less than you normally would.
Got it.
What are you reaching for there?
I dropped something. Dropped part of my snack.
Gotcha. Now, feats are abilities that your hero can use. It might come from their ancestry background or their class, but some feats grant the ability to use special actions. Not all the time. Sometimes it's just your speed increases. Well, that's not a special action. That just means you can move more in combat. But more often than not, it's going to be something a little bit more applicable. Okay. Now, you know what your hit points are? They're how much health you have. When they reach 0, you start dying. The level is just indicated by how many times your character has leveled up. Every time your character levels up, they are generally significantly stronger. I love all levels in Pathfinder. I don't think in D&D there's a big start at level 3 push. They kind of fought against that in the new remake. Pathfinder did a pretty good job of balancing things at first level. So
got it.
This book all of this stuff in this book will only take your hero to level 3. If you want to go past that, you're going to need the rules in the actual proper player core, which is the main book. But if you do go out and buy this box, don't think you have to buy a player core yet. All of the rules are available online for free. Just know that when you go from beginner box to full rules, there will be a little bit of a complexity jump just because things are a little bit more complicated. Now, NPCs are simply just characters played by me.
Cool.
By the GM. Perception, your character's ability to notice things. Proficiency is just what aptitude your character has for each statistic. So if they are untrained, trained, or expert at something. So you can imagine you are better at something if you're trained than untrained. You're even better if you're an expert.
Yes.
In the full game, there's also then master and legendary.
Got it.
If you're legendary at something, you are the best of the best at that thing.
Cool.
There's almost no one in the world better than you. That's what makes you legendary. If you're a master at it, you're still pretty good. But there's a lot of masters in the world, just not a ton of them. Okay. You kind of get the gist. There is a huge jump from untrained to trained, though. Because, let's see, your proficiency bonus. So you're going to get a bonus to things based on how proficient you are, right? If you're untrained, your bonus is just +0. You don't add any proficiency because you're not proficient. If you are trained, your bonus is going to be 2 plus your level. Mm-hmm. So you'll notice that if you're untrained at something, it's +0.
Yeah.
If you're trained, at level 1, it's +3. But at level 10, it's +12. Oh. And untrained is still +0.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see how big of a difference that is. Being trained and being untrained at something. So if you're not trained in athletics and you're trying to break down a steel door, it's probably not going to work.
Rough.
Leave that for the barbarian who spent his whole life breaking things.
Yeah.
Because he probably is trained at breaking things. Okay, cool. Now, if you're expert, that goes up to 4 plus your level.
Okay.
So there's always a 2+ gap between same leveled characters that are trained or expert.
Okay, cool.
Because it's 2 or 4 plus your level. Mm-hmm. So at level 1, it's 3, and at level 1, it's 5. But it will go up as you level up your character.
Okay, cool.
Now, a round is a roughly 6-second amount of time during the actual game that each combat takes place. So everything we did, each round of combat that we did against the snake and the wolf was about 6 seconds in-game of you thrusting a sword at them and then dodging out of the way and all that sort of thing.
Cool. Well, because combat's pretty fast.
Yep. Saving throw. You get the gist. You know what saving throws are. Speed is how much distance you can move using a single stride action. There was no distance in our theater of the mind example from the beginning. But on an actual battle mat, or even if I just tell you they're 60 feet away from you.
Yes.
And you have 30-foot speed, you have to take 2 actions to get there. Because you go 30 and then you go another 30.
Okay, cool.
Still following me?
Yes.
All right. And then traits are just kind of keywords. Pathfinder uses a lot of trait keywords just to make things mesh better. Makes sense. For example, if you get a feat that's called Ice Adept because you grew up in icy caverns, so it might say +1 to all checks that have the ice trait, because that's just saying in general, if it has anything to do with ice and it has the ice trait, you're going to be a little better at it because you're adept.
Makes sense.
Something along those lines. I don't think that's an actual thing, but that's sort of why it exists. Okay. So now let's create our hero. This is so all of the Pathfinder classes have their namesake hero. I forget the name of the cleric, but
didn't we just look at it last night?
We probably did. Here, we'll boot it up real quick. It'll be right on the front page. Kyra. This is the cleric. So if we wanted to make a cleric, we could kind of go in and compare things to hers. She's got all sorts of stuff here.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so this is Kyra, the cleric. There's Mauricial, which is the rogue. There's Valoros, which is the fighter, and I don't know the name of the wizard. But yeah, those are the 4 pregens, which are the 4 actual classes that they offer. Awesome. Now, these pages are going to provide your step-by-step guide, yada, 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 yada. All right, step 1 is you want to create a concept. What type of hero do you want to play? The answer to this question might be as simple as a brave warrior, or as complicated as the child of elven wanderers but raised in a city dominated by humans and devoted to Sarenrae, goddess of the sun. Consider your hero's personality, write out a few details about their past, or think about why they would adventure. So, Ashley.
Yeah. I don't know. You asked me this question in the car and we had that conversation, and I don't remember what I said.
Okay. Well, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go here.
Yep.
And each of these is going to start at a +0.
Okay.
So, +0. Okay. +0. Okay.
You have to tell me if it was a plus.
+0. +0. There's actually a really nice interactable character sheet, but it's the actual game's
the big boy
character
one.
sheet. Yeah. So.
We're not there yet.
So all of those are going to start at a +0.
So are yours.
And then, yep. All of mine are going to start at a +0. So for those of you that don't know, these are the 6 ability scores that determine all of what you were basically just being told in that little starter adventure. These scores are going to ultimately determine what you add to your attack swings, what you add to your reflex saving throws, what you add to your fortitude, right? Yeah. Because, like, for example, fortitude against poison is based on Constitution, which right now we have a +0 in, but that's going to change as we build our character.
It is.
So, as it suggests, your step 1 is to create a concept. Now,
God, I don't know. What's your concept going to be, darling?
I'm going to make it based on yours. No, genuinely, because if you play a wizard, we don't want 2 wizards.
I mean, facts. That's fair. I'll give you that. That's fair. Well, okay, we discussed maybe making ourselves as characters, so do you want to do that or no?
I think it's probably easier in the full rule set.
Okay.
Because then you have 12 classes, and then you have,
Okay. I don't know. Not particularly brave. I'm particularly helpful, though.
Wait, are you still trying to make you?
No, but I don't know if I want to play someone who's, like, brave. I don't know how to do that.
Okay, well, I will say,
give me vibes.
The personality stuff can kind of come later.
Okay.
This is more, what do you want them to be able to do? So, when I describe the 4 main classes that you're going to choose from.
Think about which one I want.
Which, we're not at select a class yet, but when you're just thinking about what you want your character to be able to do, right? You have your fighter is a very generic, like, I can be at the front line, I'm brave, I'm bold, I'm willing to charge in, I can take a few hits, I can certainly dish out a few hits, I'm good at what I do. Very kind of middle of the line. Now, you don't have to play a sword and shield fighter, you can play an archer, you can play stuff like that. But it is still that idea of just like the soldier, essentially. Then you have your cleric, who is typically much more of a healer. They can still dish out some damage, but they tend to do it, they might smack something with a mace, but they also tend to sit in the back a little bit and heal the fighter while the fighter takes some hits, because the fighter's better at taking hits and giving out damage. They can also cast other spells that tend to just kind of benefit the party, and they are very, very good at destroying or killing undead. Because they tend to have the light of goodness. Now, there is, in the actual full rules, you actually pick like I forget what it's called, it's like an edict or something like that, where you either pick heal or harm. So you can be basically the opposite of a cleric that like drains life. But you can't do that in this. This is just the heal. It only has the heal one.
Got it.
So, so in this one, if you play a cleric, you're playing, I heal the party. I do wonderful healing things. Which is generally powerful, but also, I mean, you're probably going to want a healer if we play with just 2 characters. I'm going to have to adjust the beginner box if we're playing anyways.
Fair.
Because the counters aren't built for 2 people.
No.
So, really build whatever you want.
Okay.
So, I realized I only explained 2 of them. Wizard is your true spell caster.
Yeah.
They're going to cast spells that do more of the typical, like, oh, I want to, be able to cast fire at something. I want to be able to quicken someone. I want to be able to make that person float. I want to be able to, like, do the more traditional spellcasting things.
Got it.
That's your wizard. But they're particularly squishy, and they're not great with a weapon.
They're particularly squishy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, last, you have a rogue, who is also tends to be a little bit on the lighter side of hit points, but is more dexterous and able to like dodge things. So while if they do get hit, they don't have a ton of hit points, they tend to be a little bit better at not getting hit in the first place. And they tend to strike precisely for high damage or not strike at all, right? So they aren't just going to swing clubs and hope to hit stuff. They're going to go for the throat, type of mentality. They are sneakier. They can they're very good at like I don't know if sleight of hand is actually a skill in Pathfinder. It's been long enough, but they're very good with their hands. They can disarm traps. They can sneak, and they tend to have a lot of skill proficiencies, which means they are kind of a jack of all trades.
Okay.
They will be good at a lot of stuff. If you want to play a rogue, they're very skilled.
Yeah, I think I want to do that.
It takes a lot of skill to play a rogue. You think you're going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you going to play?
I will probably then play a cleric just so there is a healer.
So we don't die automatically?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm between cleric and fighter, but...
Oh, fighter would be cool.
Then we don't have a healer.
Nah, if we die, we die.
Okay.
What? You only live once. You live.
Yeah, our characters are only going to live once.
It's fine. It's when you make new ones.
Okay, so start building an attribute modifier. So our attribute modifiers start at +0. As you select your ancestry and background and class, you'll increase them. This is a good time to identify which attribute modifiers will be most important to your hero.
Okay.
So now we want to select an ancestry.
Okay.
But, so in the ancestries, if ancestries determine speed, contribute to their hit points at level 1, and then it also improves your ability modifiers to represent that ancestry's basic capabilities. You'll also choose one of your ancestry's 3 heritages, which will give you a special ability. Go to page 14 to choose an ancestry. 14.
Boop.
Now, these are your 4 ancestries. You can play a dwarf, an elf, or a human. Mauricial, who is the rogue that is right there, is an elf. They are the most nimble, which tends to benefit a rogue. But if you want to play a dwarven rogue, you can. You can totally do it. It's just not typical.
It's not going to be the easiest thing on the planet. I want to do an elf.
In case you're wondering, this is actually, I don't know his name, but he's the ranger.
Oh,
They're only using a picture of him because of those 4 classes, none of them are actually dwarves.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right? The elf is, or the cleric is a human, and Valoros is a human. In fact, Valoros and Kyra are married. I'm like 90% sure. What?
I knew you didn't tell me this sooner.
Do you want to play a cleric and I can play a fighter?
I mean...
And we both be bland humans? I mean, we can if you want. I mean, they're cute, but...
No, I don't want to play bland humans. We'll just know in our heads.
That Kyra and Valoros are married.
Boom.
Alright.
I'm an elf. What are you picking?
Depends on which class I go with. Am I going cleric?
I'm just gonna stick with my rogue.
If I go cleric, I'll probably go dwarf.
Okay, cute.
Actually, I'll probably go dwarf either way.
I believe that.
Just to avoid human.
Fair.
And to play something different than you.
True. Okay, cute. Alright.
Okay.
Elf.
If you pick the ancestry... If you pick the elf ancestry, write elf in the ancestry section of your character sheet.
Nope, wrong thing.
Elf.
Elf.
And then dwarf.
Dwarf. Period. Okay.
Alright. So, attribute use. Elves are both nimble and clever, so you will add +1 to both your dexterity and intelligence.
Cute.
Attribute use. Mine are constitution and wisdom.
Okay. DI and CW.
1, and yours is intelligence, right? Oh. Delete. 1.
And yours are Constitution and Wisdom.
And then mine are Constitution and Wisdom.
Period. Look at us go. Already making changes.
Yep.
Moving up the world.
Okay. So now,
hit points.
Next we do hit points. Elves are slender and slightly frailer compared to other ancestries. You have 6, so you get as little as possible from your ancestry, I think.
It's fine.
So you get 6 in your maximum hit point box in area E. Although you will add more to this later.
Cool.
I get 10.
Damn.
I'm dense.
Stocky.
I'm dense, okay? There's a lot of hit points in there.
Oh god, okay. So
Alright.
mine is what? 6?
So hit point maximum is what we want here. And we'll just like have it start like there, but we can bump that bad boy up pretty big.
6.
Yep. It's close enough to center.
Good
All
enough.
right. And then, because it'll be double digits eventually, so mine will do about the same and bump that bad boy up to 10.
10.
Beaut.
Love it. All right. Back to the book.
A beauty. Okay, so next. Yep, you're right. Back to the book. All right, so next we have our speed. Now you have 30 feet.
Okay.
I only have 20 feet.
You're slow.
Yeah, moving only 4 squares is actually really bad on
I believe that.
on a character. It's rather slow, but
Okay.
it's okay.
30.
Okay, so you have 30 feet. So we will go here and add 30. Great. I'm gonna just move that over. Good enough.
Cool.
And then mine
20.
will be 20 feet.
Love it.
Okay. Now, you have low light vision. Elves can see well in dim light. Right, low light vision in the senses and notes box under perception H. This makes it easier to target creatures that are in shadows. So we're going to go to H and add low light vision. I have dark vision, which means I can see all the way in just complete darkness.
Okay, cool.
Under perception H. Their dark vision works even when there is no light at all, though in the dark they can only see in black and white.
Interesting. Okay, so you have dark vision, I have low light vision.
Yep. So then that is in perception, here in senses and notes. We're going to add low light vision. Okay. And then on mine, we're going to add
Dark vision.
dark vision. DAC vision.
Y'all, I'm trying to use his laptop. I don't ever use his laptop.
Okay, so that lets me see in the dark. That lets you see in dim light.
Awesome.
Next, we're going to pick a heritage. Now, a heritage is basically what sub-race we are of the race that we picked, or sub-ancestry, if you will. They just happen to call it heritages here. Now, names, we'll get to that later, but they do give us some sample names if we want to just pick one. All right, the following heritage is right in the heritage area once you've selected it, and then you'll add its ability to the character sheet. So they will give you an ability. So Cavern Elf is an elf that was raised in caverns, which will give you dark vision instead of low light vision.
Got it.
In addition, the ancestry ability, you will get unwavering mine? I don't know. Mien? I have no idea. It decreases the duration of mental effects that last at least 2 rounds by 1 round.
Okay.
This protects you against magic that would affect your mind, letting you recover much faster.
Okay.
That's what Cavern Elf does. Sorry.
Cool.
I realized that we were paused for a moment there. Okay. Whisper Elf. Now, Whisper Elf, your ears are finely tuned, able to detect even the slightest noise. You get +2 to perception to hear creatures within 30 feet of you. So if you're trying to hear something, as long as it's within 30 feet, you'll get +2 on the roll. In addition, you will add Elven Weapon Familiarity, which gives you training in longbow, long swords, rapiers, and short bows. But you're going to have some of that training from Rogue, so don't focus too much on that.
Okay.
You're going to get a lot of those from Rogue. But if you were like a wizard who gets like no weapon proficiencies,
You're gonna want that.
this is actually a way to get weapon proficiencies. So, do what you will with that. And then you have a woodland elf. This one is it's going to let you climb in forests at half speed on a success and at full speed on a critical success. So you're better at climbing as long as it's in a forest. And you get nimble elf. Your speed increases by 5 feet. So your speed goes to 35 feet. Instead of woodland elf. 30. You're going to go woodland?
Yep.
Okay. So first thing you get...
yeah, change that back to the normal cursor so I can copy paste that.
Is that a thing that you can do?
I think so.
Okay.
Do you want me to try it?
Let's try it here.
Yeah. Perfect. I can even back that out. Control-C.
Did it work?
It should have.
Okay.
That goes in G.
It goes in G. So then if we go to G... Where's
Scroll.
G?
Scroll. Skill notes, the bottom.
Is that where it said to put it?
Yeah.
It did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I trust you.
Wait,
Give it a Control V.
Period. We love that.
You
can
want to go
just
here?
get rid of.
You want to subtract that and then space or something? Oh yeah, just...
I know I'm a woodland elf.
Cool.
Cute. Love that.
Great.
Now my speed goes from 30 to 35.
Yes, and it said in the A area is where we run that.
Come here.
What are you doing?
Never mind. Nothing.
Okay, so A is ancestry. Here we can add heritage, which you can add woodland elf. And then it's called like elf.
Nimble elf. Your speed increases by 5 feet.
We can just write nimble elf. We'll remember what that does. And then we'll change your speed to, because that's never going to change, right? It's an always on effect. So then we just go here and change that to 35. Okay.
Cute.
So you are now officially a woodland elf. You're an elf, but you're specifically a woodland elf. Now for my character, I get to choose Death Warden Dwarf, which is, let's see, successful saves against effects created by undead count as critical successes. That's pretty cool.
That's not bad.
Or, in addition, the ancestry ability area right A, undead hatred +1 to damage rolls against undead creatures. If I go the cleric route, I'm just going to demolish anything undead if I go that one. Now, Forge Dwarf lets me take 1 less damage from fire.
Well, yeah, because you forge things your whole life.
Mm-hmm. And in addition, I get weapon familiarity, which if I go the cleric route could be nice, because those will be weapons that I don't think I normally get as a cleric. Rock Dwarf lets me get +2 to fortitude and reflex DCs to shove or trip me. That's rather specific, but hey. And I get Stonemason's Eye, which is +2 to perception to notice unusual stonework or traps that are hidden in stone.
All right, what are you picking, baby?
I think this is where I should decide. Am I going fighter or am I going cleric?
I'm going rogue.
I feel like I should go cleric.
Okay.
Cleric?
Sure.
Let's go cleric.
So
if I'm going cleric, I'm going to go Death Warden.
Cute.
So in the notes area under saving throws, I'm going to write this one. So we do this.
Yep.
Control-C. And then an A, we'll add that at some point.
Yeah.
But
Let's go to I first.
Is this mine?
Nope.
This is our notes. Now you might have to add some enters to make it look good, but
I'll take over real quick.
Okay. Just after saves, probably. Yep. Looks good to me.
Cute.
Okay. And then under A is where we will put undead hatred, which I will actually put
all of that because it's not like a.
It's and mine is called Death Warden.
Perfect.
So here we will. Oh, that fit.
Yeah.
Good enough. and then Death Warden.
Yep.
Crazy.
Love it.
All right, so we're moving on in the world. All right, that is a completed ancestry. Now, for those of you that have played the full rules, all I will say is that normally you pick a heritage and then you pick a feat. If you remember me explaining that to you before, that is what the second ability here is. Weapon familiarity, unwavering mind, nimble elf. Those are the feats. They decided to just group them in with heritages to make it easier.
This is what you get.
Yeah, instead of giving you more options. So you have more options in the regular game. All right, next step is to pick a background. Your hero's background might represent their upbringing and aptitude they've been honing since their youth, or another aspect of their life before they became an adventurer. Choose from acolyte, criminal, deckhand, farmhand, scholar, or warrior. Your hero's background improves their attribute modifiers and grants a special ability.
Cute.
Okay, so then we scroll here to backgrounds.
Okay.
Now, backgrounds are going to be doing a whole lot for you, but I'm not going to read them all. You probably know about what they mean, right? So an acolyte is someone that studied in the church, essentially. Like if I'm going to be a cleric, I might go acolyte.
Yeah.
Criminal is you were a criminal. That's a very common rogue one, for example. But you don't have to do it as rogue. Then you have deckhand. You were a hand to the high seas. You have farmhand. You worked with them on the farm. You have gambler, if you want to go the gambling route. Scholar, if you were a scholar in your youth, and then a warrior.
Nope, we're going criminal.
You're going criminal. All right, so let's do yours first. So, criminal, you get all of this stuff, flavor text. You add plus one to your dexterity. If you become an elf rogue, you add plus one to your wisdom instead.
Okay, cool.
That's kind of stupid, but
yeah,
fine.
It's all right.
Oh, they just don't want you to. They're just trying to. They're trying to limit your stats here to make it a little bit more. To make you a little bit more balanced. Normally, you would be able to actually add this to dex and have a higher dex, but maybe they changed the rules later on to balance that out a little bit. All right, so you're becoming an elf rogue, so you're going to get plus one to wisdom. Okay. So here we get to go to wisdom. And it's going to go from +0 to +1. And then mine is going to go to Constitution.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. If you become a dwarf cleric, add +1 to your con instead.
Okay, cool.
So my Constitution goes up to a +2.
Look at
that. All right, so next, you are trained in the thievery skill or crafting if you become a rogue. And the underworld lore skill. Check the T boxes for your proficiency. So thievery or crafting if you become a rogue. So you're a rogue. So you're going to go crafting. Now what we're going to want to go here is we go to crafting, and we're just going to want to fill this in. So I'm going to go to dot. Nope. Is it here?
No.
I'm going to go to dot. And I'm just going to go boop.
I like that. It's a great dot. Make that a little bigger.
You want it a little bigger?
Yeah, because then you'll actually be able to see that, like, it's a...
You want that?
Covering that. Yeah, that's better.
Trained.
Boom. That's the wrong one.
My bad.
That's all right.
Crafting?
Yes.
Okay. And boom. You are trained in crafting.
I'm excited.
And... Yeah, okay, cool. I just wanted to see if it was the right size. Okay, cool. So you're trained in crafting.
Okay.
And then... You are also trained in a lore skill.
Am I?
Yep.
You read ahead?
It is... No, it was right there. Underworld in the lore skills. Okay. So we're going to type Underworld for you.
Got it.
So down on this line, with text, we will type out Underworld. Well, that was pitiful.
Your laptop's all funky.
Why is my laptop all funky?
It's different than my laptop.
All right.
All right. What's yours going to be, baby?
We'll calculate those later.
Yep. We're going to get there when we get there.
All right. So that was yours. So then mine. I become trained in religion or survival if I become a cleric. So I'm going to do survival. And then the scribing lore.
Okay, cool.
So then I'm going to go here, nope, go here, go to dot.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is, what was mine? Survival?
Survival.
Interesting.
That's stealth.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You like that one still?
Yep.
Cool. Survival,
and
then a lore, and it is... What lore was it?
Scribing.
Scribing. That is 100% correct. You were right.
Woo-hoo.
The scribing lore skill. All right. Next, in the background ability area, write subtle theft. Other people take a -2 penalty to their perception DC when you steal. If you create a diversion, you can steal something before the end of your turn without being noticed by the creature you distracted.
Great, we're copying that.
Yeah.
I'm not typing it. Perfect. Love it. Control C. All right, B. Background ability area.
Mm-hmm. It's going to go here. So you're going to have to do some...
That's fine. I'll do some finagling.
Some finagling.
Oof.
My hand is off.
Great.
You do whatever you want with it.
That's the wrong button. That one.
You got this. You're killing it.
What the fuck? Okay, great. I want this one.
You got it. You got it. Yup. Oh, you're killing it. You're killing it. Beautifully done.
Huh. And then we can even...
Bump it up one.
Ah!
Nope,
no.
we're bumping it
no,
back
no.
down.
It's staying like that.
Down. Yep.
It's good enough.
It is. It's good enough. All right.
Where do we want to put my background and put what I am?
Mm-hmm.
What am I again?
You're a criminal, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just move this to like there. Criminal. Okay. So you get subtle theft.
Yes.
And that's it. Okay, cool. So you're just done. I am an acolyte, and I will get this. So, student of the canon.
If you've critically failed a religion check to recall knowledge about a faith or decipher writing about religion, you don't get incorrect information. If you roll a failure on a religion check to recall knowledge about your deity, you still remember the information. Secret checks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, we did put scribing.
Yes.
I was like, we need to put scribing, but we got it.
Okay.
Okay, bump this down a little bit.
And then take your hand off it.
Yep. All you.
What the fuck was that? Okay.
You got this. She's killing it, y'all. This would have been so much easier if we were able to
Right on the iPad?
use the iPad like we're supposed to. Yeah. You're killing it.
It's so hard because it's all off. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Hit space.
Oh, it happened at knowledge. Like, see, like, y'all, I clicked here. Add information. And it said, ha ha ha. No. Sure, I'll just retype the I.
There you go.
We're getting there, people.
There we go. There it is. Nice. You did it. Good job.
Great. And now we can put your
And
background.
I am an acolyte. Killing it.
Okay.
Hey, they're coming together.
They are.
They're coming together. There's a lot left.
There's a lot left, but
we got this. We got this.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
We got this. All right, so that's acolyte.
Okay, cool. We
And
chose our
that
background.
information and stuff is done. That is the background complete.
Woo!
So
All right.
next we get to go back to what it told us, which is up here. And now we choose a class.
Okay.
This is going to be a little lengthier, so
That's okay.
just bear with it. For cleric, we're going to go to page 20. Do we want to do that first?
Yeah.
So for cleric, we're gonna do rogue first because that's gonna be easier. Cleric's gonna have spells, and I don't want to deal with that right now.
Okay.
All right, there you are, good old rogue. This is what you are. Okay, so if you decide to play a rogue, write the following things on your character sheet. Attribute boosts. You're gonna add a +3 to your dexterity. Then pick 3 other attribute modifiers and add +1 to each of those. So we're gonna go here to you. We're going to go to dexterity.
And +3?
Well, we're adding +3, so it goes up to +4.
Okay, I'm going to give myself +1 in everything that I don't have anything.
You're going to give yourself +1 in everything you don't have something in.
Is that smart? Is that stupid?
I think you should have +1 in con. Okay, and I think +1 in charisma could be a good idea.
Okay.
I'm not sure you're going to need strength, but if you want to.
I'll do one in intelligence then. So, constitution, intelligence, charisma.
Okay, so constitution is going to go to a +1. Charisma is going to go to a +1. And then intelligence, you're bumping up to a 2. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that one. I like that one.
Cool.
And intelligence is your crafting as well, so that'll work out pretty well for you. All right, so that is your completed stats. Those are not changing until I think level 5, which this doesn't even go to. No. So realistically, that's what you're stuck with.
In my class.
Yes, we can. We're going to be doing that in just a moment. Okay. So, because you're going to get these level 1 abilities here.
Got it.
Okay, so next, rogues can take some damage, allowing you to move in and out of the front lines. You get 8 to your maximum hit points. These get added to the hit points gained from your ancestry. Then you add your constitution to the total.
Oh, okay.
So you're actually going to get 9 more because you have a +1 here. So this is going to go up to a 15.
Perfect.
Great. Okay. We're not actually playing with these sheets right now, so we're just going to leave the current empty and stuff like
stay there for a while.
We probably won't actually use these when we play. We'll probably make them on an iPad or something for you to use. Or just print them out and then write them in pencil.
Makes life easier.
You know.
It's also more fun.
It is more. I stand by it. A physical character sheet is more fun than a digital one.
But this is the easiest way to show you guys.
This is the easiest way to stream it.
We are absolutely going to be printing these out, though, because I want to fill it out.
I also think it could be cute to just print the filled out ones though from the video to like have as like a little keepsake from the video once we're done. But yeah, okay. So next you get some proficiencies. At first level, you gain the listed proficiency ranks in the following. You're untrained in anything not listed unless you gain a better proficiency rank in some other way. For each of the following items, check the T box for that statistic if you are trained, and both boxes if you're an expert. Okay, so you're gonna get acrobatics, athletics, deception, diplomacy, intimidation, medicine, society, stealth, and thievery. Remember when I said you're good at like everything?
Yeah.
Welcome to Rogue.
Okay.
Mine's like 3 things. Do you maybe want to try to
put this next to that sheet?
What do you mean?
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Whoa. Yeah, okay. Now hit this up here.
Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm figuring this out.
Yeah. And then... Okay. It's going to get a little smaller for y'all, but it's going to make it probably 30 times easier for us to... Because then you can click this out of 2-page.
Is this how we want to... Are you saying this is how you want to do it?
To fill it out.
To go forward?
At the very least, because then we
Honestly,
can actually...
that looks fine. Yeah, this looks fine.
That looks lovely. I love this.
Let's do this to... Is this still to width?
Yeah. You can still zoom it in a little bit. Like, you can zoom it as much as you want. Like, if we're...
Yeah, it's just now there's a,
Now there's what?
I don't know. Give me a second. Let's see. If it's width. There we go. I think we're just going to leave it like that.
Okay, cool. All right. Pull up our dot.
Okay. I keep seeing that and thinking it's the dot. All right, this is our dot. Okay, so now we want... What do you get?
Acrobatics.
You get acrobatics. T. You get...
Athletics.
T.
Deception.
T.
Diplomacy.
T.
Intimidation.
Jesus Christ. T.
Medicine.
You get medicine?
Yes.
Damn.
Society.
Okay, you skipped a lot there. That's good.
Stealth. Thievery.
That's all of them.
So I'm trained in basically everything minus 5. All right. Now I get expert in perception.
Perception's its own thing?
Yes. Just click on it for a second. Just put it there and then move.
Oh, wait, I can... Oh. Who would have known? I wonder if we can do that with the text as well.
I have no idea, but it's going to make the box bigger, so it would just, like, mess it all up.
I know. I'm just...
That's probably good. Okay, cool. So I'm an expert in perception. Okay. Saving throws. I would go back to the text so you don't accidentally put dots in places. Unless we need it.
We need dots.
Okay. I'm trained in fortitude.
Trained.
I'm expert in reflex.
Expert. You know what? It's not going to hurt to just fill
Nope.
in one.
And I'm expert in will. Okay. Defenses. Trained in light armor and unarmored defense. Cute. Attacks.
In simple weapons, martial weapons, and fists.
So all 3.
Yep. Which is why elven weapon familiarity wouldn't have done much for you.
No. Okay. Now we gotta scroll on this page. Or is that the whole page?
Okay.
Okay. Thief.
Oh, goodness. All right. So, nothing beats the thrill of taking something that belongs to someone else, especially if you can do so completely unnoticed. So, you're playing a thief. Normally,
Yes.
there's like subclasses that you get to choose from. They simplified things, and you don't get to choose that here. So, you're just playing a thief.
Okay.
Now, when you attack with a melee weapon that has the finesse trait, like a short sword or a rapier or a dagger, instead of adding strength to the roll, you can add your dexterity.
Okay. So
You haven't actually done that yet. We haven't gotten to weapons and how they work.
yeah.
But normally, when you hit somebody, you remember when it was a d6
Yes.
plus 4?
Yeah.
That plus 4 came from strength.
Got it.
You get to use dexterity as long as it's a
Okay.
weapon that has the finesse trait.
Damn.
So, if you have a great club,
Yeah.
finesse isn't going to be on there because it's not very a
You
dexterous
know what
weapon.
I just realized? We're on
What?
the wrong sheet.
Depression.
That is
man.
only a mistake you and I would make.
Yeah, that's so true. What if I just nope. All right. Here we go.
Hang with us, y'all. It's gonna be a minute.
This is definitely not how I would want to fill out sheets.
No,
honestly, I'm so honest. If you guys are watching this, you're thinking, "Holy crap, this is such an annoying experience. I never want to play TTRPGs ever in my life."
Keep your lore.
I had lore and I had survival.
Yep. I didn't realize that.
I only had those 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Because we started with 2. We promise it's not this annoying to actually do it in person.
Well, I mean, think about just bubbling in an actual sheet. It's super
that'd be
simple.
so fun. It's
Okay.
still not my sheet.
You're so right. Okay, this is yours.
This is mine.
Okay, so now
Okay,
we want to go
acrobatics,
here.
athletics.
We want to fill in our thing. We have acrobatics. We have athletics. You got deception.
Mm-hmm. Diplomacy and intimidation.
You got all of those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then I got medicine.
Then you got medicine,
And then I
and then there was a
skipped
big
down to society.
skip to society, right?
Yep. And then stealth. And then
Stealth.
thievery. Because you had survival, I didn't.
Okay. Then you have
Perception, I had expert. And then I had
Fortitude was trained
and then
expert.
And then I had trained and unarmored and light.
Trained,
And then I had
and then you had trained in all 3 of these. Yep.
Okay.
That was quick. That was
better.
honestly pretty quick, and we memorized it rather well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then now if I decrease this, it should just, well, not quite. There we
Perfect.
go. How did that do?
It's on yours. Click back.
Crazy. All right.
Okay. Love it. Okay.
Delete. All right, so you're a thief. On your character sheet, write your dexterity in the damage box.
Study your strength.
Okay. So here.
Melee weapon. Maybe? Or other weapon proficiencies? It doesn't say where.
It's saying in the damage slot here where it says strength.
So we can go in and
cross
type
that
it
out and type dexterity instead if you wanted to.
Okay, cool.
I'm probably not going to bother to do that. But
we could go right in my dexterity right now.
Yes, we probably could. That's not going to change.
That
Your dexterity is a
yes,
plus
4. That way we don't forget.
So what we can do here is just go to type, and then assuming that you're using a melee weapon.
Because there's 2 of those, so.
Just type a 4. Yep, and then here you just type a 4.
Okay.
You check with a melee weapon that has a finesse trait. Yep, cool. All right, so there's your 4 just in case. I assume that when you fill in melee weapon, you're probably going to choose something with a finesse trait.
Probably.
Okay. You can use the thievery skill to steal an item that's closely guarded, such as in a pocket, without taking the -5 penalty that you would normally take. You still can't steal objects that would be extremely noticeable or time-consuming to remove, like a worn armor piece or the weapon an enemy is actively holding. Write pickpocket in the small skill notes section of your character sheet.
G.
So down here,
yep,
you're going to want to add to this. So we'll make it maybe smaller. Oh, God. And then, enter. And then
what am I supposed to write?
It's pickpocket.
I just put a semicolon.
Cool. Sounds good. Great. That's the best we can do, y'all. It's the best we can do. Sneak attack. When your enemy can't properly defend itself, you take advantage to deal extra damage. To use sneak attack, you must use your fist or a melee weapon with the agile or finesse trait, a thrown dagger, or a ranged weapon. So that's the next. Now, when you use one of these attacks to strike a creature that has the off guard condition, so that's what you're looking for, is you want the off guard condition. Then you deal an extra 1d6 damage.
Okay.
A creature can become off guard if you surprise them with your surprise attack ability. That's down here. We'll get to that in a moment. Or if they can't see you because it's dark or you're using the stealth skill.
Okay.
Or if they are directly between you and an ally. So flanking also creates off guard. So there's a lot of ways to get them off guard. An off guard creature is also easier to hit. Okay. Right? Sneak attack 1d6 in the class abilities level 1 box of your connection sheet. So that should be right here.
Okay.
So you can actually just type that.
Yeah.
So we will go right down there.
I'll make that bigger.
Sneak attack 1d6. You need a C instead of an X there for sneak attack. Awesome.
Let's write rogue. We haven't even read rogue yet.
Up here.
Yeah.
Rogue. Killing it, baby. All right, so that's your sneak attack. Now, you have surprise attack. Now, you spring into combat faster than foes can react. On the first round of an encounter where you rolled stealth for initiative, creatures that haven't acted have the off-guard condition, but only against you. Write surprise attack in the class abilities level 1 section. So underneath that, or if you want to just hit enter.
Let me just do that.
You want to just hit enter. You should have a surprise attack ability. Cool. Okay, lastly, rogue trickery. The final choice you make as a rogue is the type of trickery you use during your adventures. You might be Harrier, who scares your opponents, a trap spotter who specializes in finding distinguishing dangerous traps, or a twin trickster who uses 2 weapons to throw your enemies off guard. So here, Harrier is you specialize in weakening your enemy's resolve, so you can say your next reaction. So this is after knocking a foe unconscious or killing them, you menacingly tell another foe that you're coming after them next. You get to attempt an intimidation check to demoralize with a +2 circumstance bonus against a single creature that you can see and that can see you, possibly giving it the frightened condition.
Woo!
So demoralize is already something you can do, but what you get is if you just killed an opponent and you use your reaction, you get +2 to the roll.
It.
So you're better at it.
Cute. You're
better at killing something than looking at their friend and going, you're next. Pretty cool. Trap Spotter makes you better at spotting traps.
Okay.
It's been a day, y'all. It's been a day. All right, so you get +1 circumstance bonus to perception checks to find traps, to ACs against attacks made by traps, and to saving throws against traps. So you are just all around better when it comes to traps.
Okay, cool.
And then even if you aren't searching for traps, the GM rolls a secret check to see if you find any traps where you are.
Okay.
So even if you don't think to say, I'm looking for traps, you actually just have an innate, like, always-on trap spotter.
Cool. Mm-hmm. And as a twin trickster, I would fight with 2 weapons using my first attack to make your foe, my foe,
vulnerable to your second attack. You got there.
Great.
If you're holding a melee weapon in each of your hands, you can make a dazzling series of attacks. So you'll notice this uses 2 actions. You make 1 strike with each of your 2 melee weapons. So it's 2 actions that lets you make 1 strike with each of your melee weapons. So you still get 2 attacks out of it. Both against the same target. The target is automatically off guard against the second attack, but you do apply your multiple attack penalties like normal. So they're automatically off guard against the one that has the -5 to attack.
Got it.
Right? Because you apply your multiple attack penalty like normal.
Okay.
But you do get a way to always trigger sneak attack, essentially, right? Because they will always be off guard to the second one. It's not bad if we don't manage to get flanking going or something like that. You're definitely, in my opinion, probably going to want one of the 2 here. Like either demoralize is pretty good.
Demoralize.
You like that one more?
Yeah.
If you like that,
I like that one.
If you like Harrier more, then go with it.
Cool, it's all I want.
Okay, so write your choice and the ability it grants in the level 1 box. So then you're going to go down here, hit enter, and add the your next thing. If I were you, I would actually probably just put page 31 because I'm not copy pasting that whole thing. But again, we're not going to play with these sheets.
No.
We're going to play with physical sheets.
Yes.
But you'll be able to remake your character rather quickly with a physical sheet. Right? Mm-hmm. Done?
Yep.
Done. That's second level shit. So
okay.
You are finished with the class. So now we have to do the same thing, but for cleric.
And there's lots of math. So then there's math.
There's still like 2 more steps.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a bunch of steps. We gotta get armor, we gotta get equipment, we gotta get...
Alright, we got this.
All sorts of stuff. We're gonna be going up close to my work. That's what we're gonna be doing.
That's okay. That's why we make an easy dinner. Alright, switch to your character sheet.
Okay, so switch to my character sheet. Very smart. Now, attribute bonuses. I get +3 to wisdom, and then +1 to 3 of my others of my choice.
And you can't pick the same more than once.
So wisdom goes up to a 4. Is backspace not working?
It's not.
That works.
Great, whatever.
Okay, and then I'm going to definitely take a +1 to strength. I'm going to take a +1 to intelligence. I'm going to take a +1 to dexterity.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take a +1 to con. There's only 3 other ones. Oh, it's only 3 other ones.
Yeah.
Then scrap the dexterity. I don't need that. And then I'm going to do another constitution here.
Did you already pick constitution once?
Nope.
Okay. Hit points.
Okay. So then my hit points, I get 8 just like you do, but I add my con, so that's 11. I was already at 10, so I'm at 21 hit points. My bad. 21 hit points. Period. Pretty good compared to the meager 15 that you're at.
True.
So I have some health. That is, for the record, the race giving you health is something that D&D doesn't do.
Oh.
Which, again, for Pathfinder is only level 1. It is only there to make your level 1 character not die instantly.
Immediately.
You know?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'd be at 11, and you would be at 9.
Yeah.
Or
Not
yeah,
even.
9. You'd be at 9 because 8 plus 1.
Oh yeah. That's stupid. Okay. Initial proficiencies.
Okay. Initial proficiencies. Da da da. Okay.
Check
So see,
T.
you notice I only get 3. You got like 7. I got like 3.
Diplomacy, medicine, and religion.
So I get diplomacy. Good enough. Medicine. Good enough.
Religion.
And religion.
Perfect.
Also good enough. Okay, then I get trained in perception. Then I
Expert in
get
fortitude.
expert in fortitude.
Trained in reflex.
Trained in reflex.
And then expert in...
No, I don't want to move it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then expert in
will.
Will.
You're trained in light, medium, and unarmored.
I'm trained in light, medium,
Unarmored.
and unarmored. Okay.
Okay, and then you are trained in simple weapons and fists.
Okay, so I don't get martial weapons.
No.
Okay, good to know. So I get simple weapons and fists. Okay.
Okay, and then you are trained in spell attacks and spell DCs.
Right, which that will be here. That's in the in section,
Yes.
right? I am trained in spell attacks.
You're trained in both of them.
And I am trained in my spell DC.
Cool.
Crazy.
All right.
All right, so next I get...
Okay. Scroll through the book.
Thank you. All right, so now we get spellcasting. It's a thing. All right, so your deity bestows on you the power to cast spells. Each morning you pray to your deity to decide what spells you want to cast that day. This is called preparing your spells. Every day you can prepare 2 first rank spells. I forgot they're called rank. Is first level copyrighted? Did they change it to rank for...
They probably did.
They probably had to, yeah. And 5 cantrips from the list on pages. Oh, I get to choose my cantrips every day. That's nice. Write the spells you've prepared in the spellcasting section of your character sheet and check the prep box next to each. You can cast a spell by spending the action shown. Whenever you cast a first rank spell, erase the check mark next to the prep box. You can't cast that spell again that day unless you have another copy prepared. Cantrips are special spells that don't go away when you cast them. You can cast a cantrip as many times. Some of your spells require you to make a spell attack roll. I know how to do that. DC, the results listed in the description tell you what happens, yada yada.
Okay,
so I'm going to...
22 to 23. There you go.
So these are so first we have the cantrips.
Uh-huh. And there's first rank spells right here.
Yep. So of the cantrips...
You choose 5.
Yes. I'm going to choose... I'm good enough at... Am I trained in medicine?
Mm-hmm.
I am. Okay, I'm going to be fine with medicine, then I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to choose... I'm going to choose guidance.
Okay.
Oh, it can't benefit from guidance for an hour. That's good to know. I think it's probably still good. It's probably still worth it. Yeah.
You have to choose 5. There's not that many. There's like 8 of them.
Okay, look. Okay, this.
Okay, there's 10 of them. I lied.
Okay, I'm gonna take light.
Okay.
So I'm gonna at least take that one. So there
Go
should be
down.
a spell.
Yes, right here.
Right?
So give me just do 5 little dots first. Do 5 dots first. Put a check in them, because you have to mark that they're prepped.
Okay, this is infuriating, but it's fine. I'm just gonna do that and then move it to where I want it to be, because that way I don't have to. There we go. Is that 5?
Yes. Okay. Now we can change it back to text.
So now we change it back to text. Actually, I'll go ahead and do my first level ones too. While I'm on dot, might as well.
And then we can also put how many you're allowed to have prepared per day. In the box,
which will be 2. So
yep.
That'll be text anyways. Okay, so then here I'm allowed 2. And then here I know I'm going to take light, which I can actually change this every single day of adventuring. So realistically, it's not a huge deal. I'm going to take guidance.
You can't make it longer.
I was just trying to move it. Okay. I'm going to take... days. I'm going to take... Did I already take light?
Yep.
I'm going to take Vitality Lash. In case there's undead. Trying not to think about what there actually is, because
True.
that's not very fair. I think I'm gonna end up going the one that gets shield, so I'm not gonna do shield right now. But if I change that, I might have to swap it out. So then that would leave. What do you think? I could take stabilize, but I feel like I'm good enough at medicine.
I don't know. I mean, that's up to you. But you just have to pick one more.
I'll take detect magic.
Okay.
Also, there's only 9.
I must have counted wrong. You said detect magic?
Yeah.
Alright, pick your 2 normal spells. They're right there.
Yeah, I'm going to see if they... I get 4 extra first rank heal spells.
Okay, cool.
So I'm not going to bother taking any heal, because I'm going to get 4 of them a day. I'm going to get 4 of these. So I'm going to take... Is that all of them? No, there's more. What's wrong?
No.
I don't know what all of these do. You must worship Torag to prepare this spell. That's interesting. You must worship Desna to prepare this spell. I don't know what god I worship. Did it make me pick that yet?
Nope.
That's crazy. Oh, here, deity.
Butterfly goddess of dreams, luck, and travel. You aid fellow travelers, explore new places, express yourself through art and song, and find what life has to offer.
Okay, so theoretically, I probably shouldn't pick them yet, so I'm going to pick them in a moment.
Okay.
So,
They want divine font. Well, war priest.
yes, so then I'm going to get... I'm just going to do another one down here. And then that one's going to be... This one's going to be my heal times 4.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have 4 of those. And then, alright, so then let's see. War Priest, you're a battle-focused cleric called a War Priest, so you excel in combat and know how to make the most out of armor, shields, and the chosen weapon of your deity. You gain the shield block reaction. Write this in the class section of your character sheet. Shield block requires you to first raise a shield.
Okay. I'm just gonna put shield block.
Oh, I just am a War Priest. It makes me be a War Priest. Okay, cool. That's fine. I wanted to be a War Priest anyways, so.
Okay, scroll up.
So that's like my subclass. We didn't write thief anywhere for you, did we?
Nope. Okay. Just put rogue.
So,
just shield block.
shield block.
That's all I'm gonna type.
You okay?
Yeah.
It seems like you're having a rough time over there.
I'm not.
If you're
You
not
should be
enjoying
put.
this, we can stop anytime. Because we are doing this, hopefully, because you have fun with it. I'm a cleric. If you're not having fun, we can totally pause.
I am.
Alright. Alright, so next we have my deity. Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome.
There's not really a spot for that on here.
No, it's fine. I can just put it next to your cleric thing.
Okay, cool. So
Alright, pick
like
a deity.
Like a semi.
Yeah, you put it in the class section of your character sheet.
Okay. So space or something like that. And I'm going to... You know what? Torag is the dwarven god of crafting and defense, so I think I'm going to go Torag.
Done.
Yeah.
That's a good choice. That also feels the most, like, aggressive one.
So I become trained in the crafting skill.
Look at you.
I'm already trained. No, I'm not trained in crafting.
Nope,
Okay,
I'm
so
trained in
I
crafting.
become trained in the crafting skill. And
you also get trained, so you can put a T.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to type.
Warhammer.
Yes. And you can prepare the first rank spell, Mind Link.
Yes, which I will consider as one of my few that I get to prepare. Warhammer. And that's probably what I'll end up wielding, because
Most likely.
it's better than not.
Right.
Although it might not be. Warhammer might be the one that's two-handed. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, so I chose Torag.
Yes, so now you can go pick your 2 spells.
Okay. Now I get to pick my 2 spells, and I have to...
You have 4 heals a day.
Yes. This is the one that says, I link my mind to the mind of one willing creature you can touch. You mentally impart to the target an amount of information in an instant, and could otherwise be communicated in 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. That could be awesome.
It is, but I don't know how useful that is.
No. Right now, probably not that.
In a full adventure, that's really cool. To just be like, you know, like, you guys couldn't see this, obviously, but I just, like, pat Ashley on the back, and then suddenly, like, we just had a 10-minute conversation that didn't actually happen. Is super cool. Like, that's super duper cool. If you have, like, a stealth mission where you have to, like, deliver information and you just tap the person. But I don't think I'm going to take it. You touch a number of weapons equal to the actions you spent to cast this spell to infuse them with vitality. For 1 minute, attacks with these weapons deal an extra 1d4 vitality damage to undead.
Well, everything's going to really have to do with undead, realistically.
Well, sleep just gives a drowsy... Oh, wait, Desna. Desna is required for that one. My bad. And Saren Ray is required for that one, so... I am going to take Fear.
Okay.
So, Fear is just a really good one. Making a target frightened is very powerful.
I believe that.
Now, it's more powerful if we have a larger party, but
True.
to each their own.
Vitality isn't bad. Infused vitality isn't bad.
It's not if we go against undead, but...
You can also just take, like, runic weapon.
I could. You touch one non-magical weapon, and for a minute, the weapon gains a +1 item bonus to its attack rolls and damage rolls. And its damage rolls use 2 dice instead of 1.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. I wonder if that doubles sneak attack.
It might.
I don't know if it does or not. It would depend on the wording, but...
True.
You know what? I'll take it. I mean,
right.
we're not... I can choose new spells every single day. So, realistically, if I choose different ones before
a new one.
Before weapon, it ends with an N, not an
Sorry.
M. No, you're all good.
Your keyboard's all shifted.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
It is.
What do you mean it is?
It's so you have like these over here, and I think mine are at the top.
Oh, interesting.
There's just something like your laptop is just smaller than mine width-wise.
Yeah.
So things are not where I'm used to them being.
Gotcha.
Heal.
Times 4.
Times 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So
Okay,
that's how spells work.
Yay!
And as you cast them, you have to use this many. Now I don't know what the manipulate means, but we'll get into that some other time.
Okay. Was that all of cleric? Well,
Yes,
all
it's
of
all
this
of it's
part
all of
of
this
cleric.
part of cleric, because then you have second level
Yes.
cleric. Which just, I mean, I'm not going to get into that because that's when you hit second level.
Yeah.
If we want to do that on the video, I don't know, we probably won't because I don't think we're doing a video of us playing it. No. So. But we might do a video of talking about it once we're done.
Yeah, and be like, hey, this is what we did.
This is what she thought of it, because I've done it twice. This will be my 3rd time through the beginner box. So, okay, back to the start.
Yes.
So this should be. Oop, skipped quite a bit.
Too far.
Yes, I went way too far. Okay.
Okay.
So we chose our class. Now you have to buy equipment. Every hero needs equipment. Begin with the starting equipment package for the class you chose. Then use the money left over to purchase any extra items you want. Go to page 40.
40. Really be 41.
Okay.
At least it should be 41.
There we go. Okay, so this is starting equipment. You start with specific equipment that depends on your class. You'll also have some money left over, which you can use during your adventures or spend on additional items. Write your equipment in the equipment box of your character sheet labeled M. So we are going to be on U.
Yes.
And then we are going to go to M.
Yay.
And yeah, so...
Rogue.
You are a rogue.
Okay, so I get...
You're going to get leather armor. You're going to get an adventurer's pack. You got there.
We got there.
You're going to get a... What does that say? Healer's toolkit?
Yeah.
Healer's toolkit. And you're going to get a thieves toolkit. Whatever the heck is in those two. Okay. Oh, we skipped your weapons. That's my bad. So then your
rude.
weapons, you're going to have a dagger. You're going to have a rapier. And you're going to have a short sword. And you are a shirt sword. There we go.
I can't see it very well.
No, you're all good. All right. And then you have a total of 2 gold left over.
2.
Crazy.
Love it.
All right.
All right.
That wasn't the end of the world. So then Cleric is going to have chain shirt or hide armor if your strength is +2 or more. Probably should be if your dexterity is +2 or more. But I'm going to get a chain shirt.
Are you? Do +2 in yours?
I don't have +2 in either of them. So
okay.
I get a chain shirt either way. But
okay.
Chain shirt.
There's no capitals.
Chain shirt. Okay, and then I'm going to get a warhammer. Okay. And then I'm going to get an adventurer's pack. Ooh, my bad. There we go. Hey, you did that first try that time.
I did.
And then I also am going to get a healer's toolkit. And then I am going to get a shield. And I'm not going to bother with the religious... Well, I guess I'll bother with the religious symbol. I don't know. What should my religious symbol be? Are you just going to type wooden religious symbol?
Do you want a cross? What do you want?
I mean, I worship Torag, so let's...
A wooden hammer?
Yeah, wooden hammer. I like it.
Cute. How much do you have left over? You have 1 gold piece. That's sad.
I get 1 gold piece left over.
Uno.
Who the heck gets a lot left over? Oh, 10? Jesus Christ.
Well, because he's no armor.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. To leave their mark on the world, your hero needs the right equipment, yada yada. Right, starting equipment, great. Money, the standard form of currency in Pathfinder. We already did that. Buying and selling. As you gain experience and additional wealth, you should periodically buy new equipment. You also may find equipment or even magic items during your adventures, or you can buy them once you have enough money. You can usually buy equipment only in settlements. The GM will let you know when it's time for a shopping spree. Carrying using items. You can carry items in 3 ways. Held, worn, or stowed. Held items are in your hands. You can hold 1 item in each hand or 2-handed items in both hands.
Okay.
Worn are tucked into pockets, pouches, etc. You can retrieve them with a single action and put it back using another action.
Okay.
You can drop them without spending any actions. Okay. And then stowed items usually take a while to get out.
Okay.
Like they're like zipped up in a backpack.
Yeah, they're like in like the pocket with 3 zippers.
Or similar container, and you have to spend an action to take off the backpack before you can spend the interaction action to retrieve the item stowed. But
okay,
it doesn't really matter too much. Okay. Great. You want to keep going?
Yeah.
All right, so next we have armor. I wonder what it says up at the start for us. Like, does it say to just move on to armor or what? Let's see. It says
buy equipment.
It just says buy equipment. So yeah, we're gonna want to do the rest of it. Yeah, great. So we're gonna have to do it in the order that it says, which is fine. Okay, so armor. Let's do your character first.
Okay.
So your armor class measures how well you can defend yourself. Donning and removing armor, armor statistics category, AC bonus, dex cap, strength threshold, and check penalty. While wearing armor, you can take this penalty to strength and dexterity based skill checks, except for the grapple, shove, and trip actions. Interesting. You don't take this penalty. That's good to know if you meet the strength threshold.
Okay. It's having us write things in J. Above that, are you seeing that?
Yes. So this number is the item bonus that you add for your armor. So, for example, you have leather armor.
Okay.
So your leather armor is in the light armor category.
Okay.
And that matters for the proficiency bonuses, right? So here we'll note that you have light armor. It costs 2 gold, but you already own it. Now, it's AC bonus, which is this right here. Write this number in the item box of the defense section of your character sheet. That is
where it says AC.
This one right here.
Item. Yeah.
Yes. So this item bonus is a 1. Now, then you have a dex cap that you get to add to this. So this dex cap, this is the value, this is the maximum amount of the dexterity that can apply to your armor class while wearing a suit of armor. For example, if you have a dex cap of +4 and wear a suit of if you have a dex of +4 and wear a suit of half plate, which has a dex cap of +1, you apply at most 1 of your dexterity.
Okay.
So if we go to your dexterity, you have a 4.
Yeah.
Your cap is a 4. So you get to add all 4 to your armor. This is why you're never going to want to wear not light armor.
Yeah.
Because not light armor
anything above that is just going to be
a waste. Yeah. Now, see, if I had a strength enough to check this threshold, they would actually have me in hide armor, but I don't. I'm not strong enough to wear it. So, actually, did I bump my strength up? I did. I just didn't get it.
You can't put.
I'd have to have been something that gets strength. From my class.
Because you can't put more than 1 in
you're right.
that category.
So I did what I could.
Yep.
All right, now then you get proficiency bonus. Your proficiency bonus is 2 plus your level because you're trained.
Oh,
so your level is 3. So your armor class is
16.
10 plus 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 18.
I know math. Cute.
So you have an AC of 18.
Okay.
Nice. And you don't have a shield.
Cool.
Make sense?
Yes.
Great. So now it's my turn.
Yay.
So I'm going to go to mine. I have a chain shirt. Now the chain shirt is still considered light armor. It gives me a +2 to my armor class. So this item bonus here is going to be a +2. Now it has a dex cap of 3, and my dex is
0. Do you want to switch out, like, your intelligence? You put 1 in strength, 1 in constitution, 1 in intelligence.
Honestly, yeah, I think so. We'll swap that out. I don't think that changes too much. Oh, no. My bad. There you go.
Okay.
All right, my dex is 1, so I'm going to get that here in my dex. And then my proficiency bonus, because I am trained, is still 3. So I have an armor class of 16. But I have a shield.
Yes.
My shield is +2. It actually says that down here.
Okay.
So also certain mine is flexible and noisy is my armor traits. So flexible, the armor is flexible enough that it doesn't hinder most actions. Don't apply its check penalty to acrobatics or athletics. Shoot, I didn't realize that. We have a check penalty that we need to account for.
Oh, so -1 for both of ours. So yours was down to 15.
Okay, let's read what it says, because it's been a long time since I've ran Pathfinder, so just bear with me. Okay, while wearing armor, you take this penalty to strength and dexterity-based skill checks, except for yada yada. If you meet the armor strength threshold, you don't take this penalty.
I don't take the penalty.
You meet the strength threshold of 0. I meet the strength threshold of 1.
Perfect.
So I don't take the penalty either. But flexible does mean that even if I did take the penalty, it doesn't apply to certain things.
Got it.
And then noisy, I do have, so I need to write that down. This armor is loud and likely to alert others to your presence. The armor's check penalty applies to stealth checks, even if you meet the required strength threshold.
Okay, so then you have to go to stealth.
I'm on mine, right?
Yep.
If I go to stealth, I have a minus here from armor, and this is a 1. So my stealth has a -1 from my armor.
Sorry, guys. I would just leave it. I think the 1's fine, the way it is.
All right, cool.
It fits in the box.
Good enough. All right, -1. Okay, then, yes, I have a shield. Shield costs 2 gold pieces, can increase your defense. You must be holding a shield in one hand in order to use it, and it grants a bonus to AC only if you use the Raise a Shield action on your turn. This action grants a +2 circumstance bonus.
Okay.
Stupid stream bot. No one cares.
Oh, that's been up forever.
Both you and the shield then take any remaining damage. If the class kit gives you a shield or you purchase one later, write it in your list of items in the equipment section of your character sheet and keep track of its hit points in the notes area. A shield has 20 hit points, so we'll want to put that here. 20. And then a broken shield can't be used for raise a shield or shield block, but you can still repair it. If the shield loses all 20 hit points, it is completely destroyed. Oh, if a shield ever takes 10 damage or more, it becomes broken.
Okay. Awesome.
Does it not go over hardness?
Probably not right now.
If you have access to the shield block reaction from your class, you can use it while raising your shield to reduce the damage you take by 5. Both you and the shield take any remaining damage. Interesting. Oh, here it shows us here.
Yeah.
Reduce the amount of damage by 5, then you and your shield both take the remaining damage. That's what the hardness, I think, is that 5. But
okay.
We don't have to fill that in right now. Oh, the 20 technically should have gone down here. I'll move it down here. Or I won't move it, according to this. It's being super stingy. Bruh.
Just delete it and make a new one.
Okay, 20. And then its broken threshold is 10. Sorry. Good enough.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, next.
Alright, next we have weapons. So there's a bunch of weapons. It talks about all sorts of things, which when you're learning to play the game will be important, but for the sake of the stream already being 4 o'clock, I'm not going to read them all, but it goes over, improvised weapons, ammunitions, how damage works, range increments, which is important, but reloading weapons like crossbows, how many hands it takes to hold a weapon, and then weapon traits such as agile, deadly, etc.
Okay.
Finesse, forceful, shove, sweep, thrown, versatile, and volley are all weapon properties that make weapons stand out a little bit. Now, the weapons that you have are already listed. So let's go to your character sheet. You have a dagger, a rapier, and a short sword.
Okay.
Now...
What are you looking for?
Nothing. You have 2 melee weapon things on the front of your character sheet. So you're not going to have one for dagger, rapier, and short sword.
Okay.
Because there's just not a room for a third one right now. But we can... I don't know. Which one do you think you're going to use the most?
Probably the short sword.
A short sword is 1d6 piercing damage. It has agile, finesse, and versatile S. A rapier is 1d6 piercing damage. It has deadly d8 and finesse.
Probably those two then.
Now, what finesse means is you can use your dexterity instead of your strength on the attack rolls. You still use your strength when calculating damage.
Yeah.
Doesn't apply to you. Because you have the... whatever it's called.
Whatever thing.
Wherever it is, yeah.
I'll probably just have my short sword and my rapier.
Okay. So then this one we'll do rapier first, I guess. Okay. Now, it does 1d6. That 4 looks so small compared to it. Well, I guess it's not going to let us change things. Oh, wait, no, that changed.
It did a little bit, yeah.
There we go. Okay, now, that's the damage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to the attack, you get to add dexterity. So this is a 4. And then your proficiency, because you are trained with the weapon, is 3. And we'll just go to our dot here and add a dot for trained.
Cool.
Delete. Which makes your total attack bonus
a 7?
A 7. So if you want to do 7 or plus 7, it's up to you. But 7 it is. I don't know why it's being so weird and not letting us move things now. You know, but...
Yeah.
We're not using these sheets.
Nope.
Okay, so next we have... Short sword?
Yep.
Oh, we should have added the traits. We'll add those in a second. So then the short sword is also 1d6. And this is going to be the same, 4. This is going to be the same, 3. And then when we move to our dots, now this one is piercing.
Mm-hmm.
This one is piercing or slashing, because that's what versatile S means, is that you can choose to use it in a slashing manner, which makes sense. You're, of course, also trained in this one, which is where the 3 came from in the first place, but that's fine. Okay, and then lastly, we'll want to add the traits, which will be down here. This one has...
Just highlight it. It'll be the rapier.
This one has rapier. It has deadly D8. And then comma, finesse. Beautiful. And then this one has agile and then finesse. We don't need to put the versatile S. It's already got it.
Okay.
In the fact that we have slashing there. Great. Look good?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so next, I will actually put your ranged weapon as your dagger because it has the thrown property, so you can throw it.
Okay.
Right? So, dagger. Now, its ranged increment here is
10.
10. Now, what else? You can throw this weapon as a ranged attack. Add your strength to the damage roll as you would for a melee weapon. I don't know if you get to add dexterity. I don't think you do.
I have no idea.
To throwing. I don't think you do. So I think that is your strength, which is a whole 0. So this will be 0. This will be 1d4. Your dexterity is, of course, still a 4. So that doesn't change. But, well, no, you're also still proficiently trained, so 3. And then this is I'm so sorry. Dot. You are trained. And
we'll need our
traits.
Yes. Okay. Well, I also need to put in my attack for both of those. I didn't write 7 in either of those.
You're so right. So then the traits on the dagger here are agile, finesse. And then if we go back to our dots here, I can, well, I guess it just marks it as piercing. It just marks as piercing. It's fine. If you want to use it, you can always pull this up for you're probably not going to in those situations, so.
All right, I need to put my 7.
And then you want to put yep. Text. Want to throw a 7 on there, and then attack. If you want to throw a 7 in there. Okay. Boom.
Done.
Congratulations. You've done
perfect
weapons. Okay. So then we need to do weapons for mine.
Yes.
Now, my weapons are a little bit easier in the sense that I have one. I have a wooden hammer. No, I have a war hammer. I get a little confused there. Okay, so I have a singular weapon that I plan to use, and that is a warhammer. Hey, whoa. Warhammer. Warhammer. Okay, now my strength/dex, I will be using strength, so I get +1. My proficiency is a +3 because I am trained with it. And then let's find Warhammer on here. So it's a D8.
Okay.
So it will be 1d8. My strength is a +1. And then, of course, it is bludgeoning. This is going to be a total
traits are...
This is a total of 4.
Okay, and then traits.
And then the traits down here are just shove. It just has a shove trait. Great. And then I go here, and I go to my little dot, and then I tell myself that I am trained, and that it does bludgeoning damage.
Woo! Okay.
Just like that. We are...
Done
on that. So then... That should be all of the weapons for me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I just have the warhammer. I don't have another weapon. And we already did my shield. So when I'm raising a shield, I have the same AC as you. But when I'm not, I have a lower AC. And I am just worse at using weapons.
Okay.
But I also have this stuff, right? So that's sort of the catch there. Okay, so next we have adventuring gear. I'm not going to get too much into it, but you'll notice like... Somewhere in here, they go over like the adventuring pack or whatever, adventurers pack. Yeah. I think it's in alphabetical order, so it's right here. So each of our packs have a backpack, a bedroll, 10 pieces of chalk, flint and steel, 50 feet of rope, 2 weeks rations, soap, 5 torches, and a water skin. And then there's a bunch of other stuff too. But this is where we could buy a bunch of stuff if we really wanted to. You know, if I wanted a
compass.
Silver religious symbol, I could spend my 2 gold on it. I think I only have 1 gold, but if I had 2 gold, I could spend it on it. This is your cost of living.
Fun.
Yep.
Not the subsistence, comfortable, fine, extravagant.
Yeah, subsistence is like you're surviving, and that's
enough. You know what? We love it. Okay,
so you finished your hero. I'm not sure we're going to go through and do all of this, but we might. This is actually where they tell you to do the weapons and attacks and stuff like that. But, all right, so skills. In fact, to save time on the video, I don't think we will since we're not printing out these sheets. Because that would take forever to do, like, click.
No,
click,
we'll go. We're going to write these
click,
in. We're going to rewrite these.
Since we're printing new sheets anyways. But the way that it works is for every skill, you then fill in your total. So we'll do one of them.
Yeah, sure.
To show you guys what it looks like. So on mine, if I was filling out crafting, I go, there's not going to be one with a minus. So if I go here, I go, just like we did for everything else, I find my intelligence, which in this case is a 0. And then I find my proficiency, which we know is 2 plus my level because I'm trained. And then we get our total, which is a +3.
It's super easy.
And now, anytime a GM asks me, hey, make me a crafting check, I know that I'm adding +3 to that roll.
Whoop.
Versus, if we go to Ashley's character, we'll do 1 on hers as well. If we went to acrobatics, which is something that she'll be very good at, she has a 4 in dexterity,
Whoop.
a 3 in proficiency, because it's 2 plus her level, which gives her a total of 7. Which you'll notice is the highest you can get, except for an example being... Ooh, not that. I don't want to delete it. If we were to go to, for example, her reflex saving throws, she has a dexterity of 4, a proficiency of 5, because she is expert. So it is 4 plus her level, which gives her a reflex saving throw of +9.
Woo, look at that.
Which means that if she's asked to make a reflex saving throw, she does pretty solid. I mean, you're getting a 20 on rolling an 11.
Exactly.
That's pretty good.
That's amazing.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so basically what it says over here, if we were to just full screen this bad boy again for you guys, oh gosh, this is why it was
large.
Why it was on 2-page view. If we were to full screen this for you guys again, which I guess it looks the same whether it's on 2-page view or full screen, but it's fine. It goes ahead and tells us just fill out all of the skills. Yeah, Actually, yeah, I'm just gonna switch that back so that we can see the skills. Single page, I think is what it was set to. And then we will put it here.
Yes.
Great. All right, so it tells us fill out all of the skills, which is this whole tab over here. And then it wants us to fill in our perception, which is this one right here. And then it wants us to fill in our saving throws, which is this one right here. And then we already have attributes, hit points, speed, class stuff, our weapons, and everything else.
Exactly.
So at that point, once you've done defenses and weapons, now you do have edicts and anathema, which is sort of just flavor stuff. If you want to have like your god, the dwarven god says you never turn down a pint of ale, then okay, sure, you can never turn down a pint of ale, something along those lines. And then of course, don't forget your name and pronouns. It's important for your character to have a name.
I don't know.
Okay, so the names will be filled out at another time.
Yeah.
But we do have 2 characters here. We have an elven rogue. We have a dwarven cleric. We will probably take the equivalent of them into the dungeon, which will be a lot of fun to play through at some point. I don't know when we'll do it, but we'll do it at some point. I'm very excited. You guys know me. I love TTRPGs, and even on top of that, I love Pathfinder. So this has been really, really fun. Again, if you want to check out the beginner box, I highly suggest it. There's a lot of great rules in here for learning how to play the game that we did not bother to go over. So if you go all the way, you guys can see all the way over here, there are 74 glorious pages of this thing. And then, most of which is just rules, how the areas of effects of spells work, how flanking works, how cover works, how dying works, getting knocked out, movement, everything, which is really important. And then on top of that, there is, of course, a equivalent, 80-something page book that is for the GM of your group. So whoever plans on running the game for you guys can read that. It'll have the whole adventure laid out for them, how to read stat blocks, how to run rooms, how the rules for monsters work, all sorts of things like that. Which, again, is not the point of this video, but just letting you know, if you do make one of these, it is for use with this beginner box. Yeah. So don't make one of these. You can make one of these and then go play proper Pathfinder, but it's going to look very different. It's going to look very strange.
Oh, yeah.
Because if we can get let's see, I should have it here somewhere, a quick look back at...
the normal sheet?
Yeah, that's what I was going to see if I could find. I think it's in my little TTRPG folder. You guys can't see this, but...
Yeah.
Now, this is not the...
No, that one. Nope. Well, you can.
This is not the... Let's see, did it open? It did. Yep.
Are you going to make it full screen? Or just... Here, hit the X on that one. And you can show them side by side.
This one?
No, go down. Where it says all tools? Yes.
Boom.
This is them side by side.
Yes. So we are just going to get rid of the view spelling errors thing here. Set this to fit to height so that they are truly next to each other.
Yeah.
This is not set to fit to height. There we go. This is what they look like next to each other. So you'll notice the skills are here. Now, this is actually pre the Pathfinder remake, because Pathfinder did a similar remake, but this is sort of where you can see it. Your ability scores and your modifiers, they just reduce them to modifiers here, which, to be fair, is what the newest one does. Yeah. You still have your armor class, which is located over here instead of in defenses. You have your 3 saving throws, but there's the potential of item bonuses that you don't have here. Hit points are located over here as opposed to here in the middle. Your perception is still its own thing. It actually has arguably a smaller section on the main sheet. You still have all your skills. You have 3 of each for melee strikes and range strikes, which is actually pretty nice. You're probably never going to have more than 6 weapon options, so that's pretty nice. Your weapon proficiency area, and then, of course, you're going to be picking a lot of feats.
Oh, yeah.
And so they actually have sections for that on the back, a personality sheet, and spell sheet is its own thing.
Yeah.
In Pathfinder. So this is the spell sheet for Pathfinder. So that's where you guys can see kind of next to each other. It won't look perfect, but it will look kind of similar. They do still give you little cheat sheety stuff here for what the action symbols look like and what the proficiency bonuses are. So There is a little bit of that, which is over here on this one. But they don't bother to tell you what the dice are, because by the time you're using this sheet, you probably know. But there is a new Pathfinder sheet for the Pathfinder remake, but I don't have it downloaded on my laptop because we did not intend to do this on my laptop.
Nope.
All right. Well, what did you think?
I like it.
You've never made a character before, so how do you feel?
I love it. I think it's fun.
It sounds like she's had the most fun she's had in her entire life. She looks like it too. You guys can imagine.
No, I want to smack him.
I'm really glad that she enjoyed it. So yeah, I've obviously made plenty of characters before, but this was Ashley's first experience. If any of you guys enjoyed your first experience, let us know. If it helped at all, great. If it hurt, I'm really sorry.
This was not how we wanted to do it. It was supposed to be so much better.
To make the video, it was going to be so much smoother.
So much better.
But alas, OBS is stupid sometimes, and Apple is even stupider. So
yeah, you want to be an Apple family.
Well, the thing is that I will clarify. Apple is stupid outside of working with Apple products. If we had a MacBook to run OBS on, it would work no problem. It's literally plug and it works. You don't need an HDMI cord. You don't need adapters. You don't need anything.
In case y'all wondering, we really struggled today. So,
a MacBook changes everything. But neither of us have a MacBook. And neither of us plan to get one.
No.
Certainly not until we're graduated.
No, not until my laptop breaks.
I might get one before my laptop breaks just because they're good for teaching.
Oh, you're right.
We'll see. We might split one.
That's a winner
idea. To be fair, right there. Also, I'm more likely to have one provided. But that's what I mean. So if we have one, you can have the one that we have. Because I would just, if I have one provided, I'm just going to use the school one. There's no reason to use a personal one. But yeah. Okay, anyways, side tangents aside. I don't know where my mouse is. There it is.
On my screen.
Okay, side tangents aside. This is Ashley's character sheet, nice and filled out, all ready to go. Page. Well, I mean,
because I don't really have anything to put on there.
This is a drawing.
And I can't draw.
This is for when you're earning. This is your adventure description. So this is like if you want to record what you did each day. This is the notes for the campaign. This is the spell book if you had a spell book.
Which I don't.
That's if you're a wizard, and only if you're a wizard. And this is spell casting, which you don't have spells. So really, this is all that matters on this backstory page for you. And that is filled out. So, and of course, this would normally be full of numbers like this up here. We just could not be bothered to go through and do that. She'll probably fill one out physically in person. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's the stream.
I think so.
So, yeah, you got any closing remarks? Or here you know how to end the stream?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you guys for viewing. If you enjoyed it, let us know down in the comments below. If you're checking this out on YouTube, please subscribe, comment, like. Any and all of it's greatly appreciated. And yeah, I think that's everything.
I think it is.
All right, well, we enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, may the rolls be ever in your favor. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye, y'all.